What's going on, everybody? It's Sunday night. It's 8 o'clock. Hopefully you are all rested up and ready for who knows what the hell kind of shit show we're going to be throwing on here tonight. And it's already, God darn it, you guys. I swear, I don't know what in the world I was, I don't know what I was thinking when we decided to do this panel thing, because it never fails someone will derail me, and you guys are going to see what the hell's derailing me at the moment here in a second. But thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. God, I am totally derailed. Thanks a lot, John. But we're gonna have a great show. We've got Greg Klein from Scaled Paranoia. See, I'm not screwed up. Freaking John, man. If it's not Chris, it's John. But we got Greg backstage, so we're going to be bringing Greg on, and we're going to be having a good show. Greg got some genetics, some Dinker projects going on as well. So we're going to dive into some of that. And just, you guys know, we don't really know where this show's going to go anymore. So let's go ahead and bring out the co-hosts a while. I'm going to bring out the calmer of the two. So for right now.
The fuck? Oh, I'm the calmer? I'm the calmer?
You're the calmer one of
I thought you were talking about John. John's calmer than me.
Oh, God. All right, I retract my previous statement, folks. This is not the calmer one out of the two. And for the one that I thought was the more off the wall for tonight, but apparently I was wrong. What's up, John?
Ooh, fly, Eagles, fly.
Oh, maybe I was gonna.
Maybe
see, John, you needed to miss your mouth, because that would have made more sense. There we go. John knows my love for Star Wars, as you all probably do. So he knows how to really sidetrack me. Yes, live long and prosper, Chris. He totally missed it. He totally missed it.
No, live long and prosper.
It's hot in there.
Come on. That's one of the Black Series, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's one of the Black Series helmets, right? Oh, okay.
No idea what you're talking about. No idea what you're talking about.
We're talking collectibles. See, I've got the Black Series, plus I've got, was it the EFX one, which is actually molded off of the original, one of the original screen used helmets. That's like one of my pride and joys.
Yep.
Anyway, enough nerding out.
Yeah, no idea.
Freaking Chris, you are uneducated, my friend. You are uncultured.
I live in a cage.
Because I always tell Kara, whenever she doesn't understand what I'm talking about when it comes to like Star Wars or sci-fi or anything, I just look at her like, where have you been your whole life? Like, come on.
I was hooking up with
anyway.
You were doing what?
I was hooking up with chicks and drinking in the woods.
You were not, bro. You weren't fucking barely born. Fucking guy.
Driving around
in his mind, he was hooking up.
Jesus Christ.
God, my hat's all wonky tonight, too.
Back in the 70s, man. Oh, shit.
All right, guys. Listen. We must calm ourselves.
Who sound?
Into the zone.
Who sound?
Groove-Raba. Let's go ahead and bring Greg out into this complete mess of a show already.
Poor Greg.
Hey, Greg, I'm going to apologize right now, man. I am sorry for bringing you into this.
Me too.
It's norm, right?
This is the new norm, yes. Very scary thought that this is the new norm for the show.
You signed up for it too.
Hopefully everybody enjoys it, though, because I got to say, normally after these lives, not only have I learned something, but I feel as though I did like 100 sit-ups. from laughing. You know, it's a win-win. Let's go through, say hi to some of the people here that are in the chat. We got Tara, Voodoo Doll Royals, one of the channel members. What's up, Tara? Thanks for tuning in. Just went through the last of the Yoo-Hoo, Tara, that you had delivered to Gettysburg. I used the rest of it up at York Expo. And yes, needless to say, apparently York is not the place for Yoo-Hoo. Yoo-Hoo does not work at York.
Man.
We can dive into that too a little bit here. We'll talk some show stuff as well here tonight. Keith, Creative Genetics, what's up, bro? Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. Look at this. Brittany from Fire Baby, what's going on? Tonight we celebrated me entering the last year of my 30s.
Wow.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
See,
baby.
my birthday is coming up here shortly soon, too. It's funny, like, I didn't realize how many January babies there were. I mean, there's an awful lot of people in January. But happy birthday, Brittany. Happy birthday. We got Mel in the chat. What's up, Mel? Thanks for tuning in.
Mel's meat.
We got Christine there chatting it up in the chat because she doesn't want to be on screen with John.
Christine.
Might have something to do with the Stormtrooper helmet. I don't know. Or maybe Christine's got the rest of the outfit off. John took it from her. I don't know.
Here. She's literally right here.
You just need to make the thing get Panda. Is she wearing the helmet?
Nope.
No, she's dressed up like Princess Leia.
Wow.
They're into that kind of kinky shit, huh?
Yeah,
I see.
Boy.
I see.
Oh, yeah.
Tell you what, some messed up people out there, folks. Some messed up people. Who would do that to a collectible thing? Like, come on.
You got room to talk, Jeremy. You already dropped your secrets.
Yeah, you dirty little man.
That was all joking, though. You guys don't have to take it all serious. We got James Barry, JNS Exotics. What's going on? Thanks for tuning in.
What's up?
Neurofy Exotics. What's going on? Thanks for tuning in. That's a new face in the chat, I do believe. We got Greg in the chat, which he's right here. But also, I do want to say, everybody, Greg not only is a channel member, but we are working on getting his channel sponsor ad for the weekly videos going. That is top priority for this week, on top of me re-editing the Gettysburg ad.
I like the logo. I like that logo. It's kind of like a Wu-Tang logo.
King forever.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I like it.
Let's see here. John, God, how the hell did John Drennan? I apologize, John. I butchered it. I'll own it up to it, though. But thank you very much for tuning in. Brittany, we will talk about York show. We will talk about that. Boys, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in as well. So, before we dive into making the show all about Greg, I want to tell you guys what I learned this weekend. I have learned that not all shows are created equal, and not all breeders are meant to vend all shows. Certain breeders may deal better with a slower feed of people in, and how do I want to put it? A slower amount of people coming into the show, and not as fast paced, like you're feeling like you just go. I found out this weekend I cannot do a show like that where it's a little bit more laid back of a feel. I have to feel like I'm going out of my mind and that go process. Like,
I don't know all that. I don't
what's
know
that?
All that, Jeremy. You did one show that was a small show. I don't know about all that. I think you taken a little too far where you're going with that.
John, man, I tell you, I broke both golden rules. You never sit at a show, and you never leave early. I did both.
That was called frustration.
No, dude, my one friend from work showed up, and like he has no interest in snakes at all.
Did he wake you up?
And he was there talking to me. I looked at him. I was like, "What time are you leaving?" He goes, "Well, I don't really have to leave any specific time." I was like, "All right, good. Help me tear down this freaking banner."
You would have frustrated. I'm
Dude,
telling
like-
you right now, if that was a show, you would have sold, just say, X amount of dollars, would have made you happy. I think it had a different tune. You'd have been in here trumping and be like, man, them little shows are banging. I crushed it today. Da da da. Like,
But see, my gripe still would have been though. But my bit, like, I can deal with not like I'll be completely honest with everybody. It was a total wipe of a show for me. I did not sell a stinking thing. I think I got a snake into someone's hands 3 times that whole day.
And I'm actually surprised it was that many right now, with just how the market's been and how the shows have been in PA for the last decade, last year.
Yeah.
Been doing a decade, I mean. But like the last year has been pretty off the mark. There's a lot of new shows. So basically people are going to their local shows here and there. And then the bigger shows are actually a lot less people compared to even a year or two prior. It just still feels a lot more than a little show. Because little shows that was just what they are. They're a little show. You might get a couple hundred people through the door on a decent day. So you're used to the rush of 1,800 people coming through, 1,500 people. At least they're walking around. You see them in the distance and all. Little show, you're like, you literally can put your arms out and feel like you can touch both walls.
Yes. Yeah.
You're
See, like I can deal with having a bad show as far as no sales. That part does not bother me.
Right. It's the talking to people, man. You feel like you're just there.
Yeah, like, dude, there was times where I was just kind of standing there like, like no one in front of the table. I'm looking over at Ian, like making faces at Ian because Ian was right across the other aisle from me. So I'm like looking at Ian, and Ian's like,
please come talk to me. I know you like bugs, but please come talk to me.
Wait, Ian from Outback was there?
Yeah.
So how was the attendance?
Low.
I would say, and don't quote me on this, folks. If Larry or anybody that runs that show is watching, I mean, don't quote me on this. Personally, the way I felt attendance-wise, I would say 200 people would be a generous number.
That's about.
All right. So you didn't have things priced wrong. That's all.
No, like
I was gonna say, if it was good attendance and you didn't sell anything because your prices were too high.
It depends on the local show. Like a lot of the smaller shows like that, a lot of people are there for basically buying supplies. Bugs, rats, supplies. Now trust me, like somebody will buy a snake there too, man. They'll walk by and be like, oh, they can't leave without it. But a lot of people aren't really going out of their ways these days because how many bigger shows are stacked now. To go look for a reptile specifically at a little show. Like they're not going. Like, I'm going to look for a desert ghost, whatever, blah, blah. But they might find something. They might see something like, holy shit, I can't believe that's here. I'm going to pick it up. That's how it's been forever at the smaller shows. Like, we've done very well, and I've also done not so well. But it's a hit or miss thing, man. Big shows.
Is that the same? Is that the same York me and you did, John?
No, I don't know if you did this one. It was the hotel.
Is this at a different venue?
This one was at the York Expo. They're at the fairgrounds.
Is it fair? Yes, that is the one you did, Chris.
Okay.
He does another one. It's the hotel.
So,
like that. That's one with the hotel, but yeah, this was the one at the fairgrounds.
I'm surprised Ian does that.
Yeah, he does.
At the hike.
It is.
I think it was. I mean, don't quote me on it, but I think it was maybe like a fill-in type of deal. Like somehow Ian just jumped in on it. I don't know.
Going York forever.
The
Fairgrounds. Or he just did a hotel, right?
The hotel.
Yeah, and the fairgrounds that he does once in a while. But he's like I said, over to whatever, he'll jump in there. Again, man, in Germany, it's a hit or miss thing. Like I said, we've killed it at York Fairgrounds way back, and we also walked out of there like, oh my God, what just happened? So
yeah,
it's just one of those things.
Like I never plan on having an amazing show. But I do always kind of plan on, I've gotten into this routine where you've got people in front of your table basically all day long. You're interacting with people, carrying on conversations all day. It was the different pace that literally was the killer for me. Like,
it's a definitely different animal. Smaller shows versus the bigger shows, especially how they're laid out. How many people are there? How many people come to the door? How interactive people are. We made some of our best customers a little shows because they get to sit there and talk to you where they can't really sit there and talk to me to Gettysburg or an Oak, so they can really like engage and like want to learn about a certain morph and breeding or whatever somebody knew. So we could really like dig in with that kind of stuff because you're not really talking to anybody else, right? So it all depends.
That was the thing, dude. I couldn't even get people to really talk.
Well,
Really?
I'd be just trying to get them to stop, trying to get them to talk, and be like, "Hey, how's it going?" Good, and they just kept. Okay.
Man, like I said, I wouldn't chalk it up as, oh my God, it's shit, I'd never do it again. But it's just an experience. Like you finally hit a rut or whatever, you hit one. You're like, damn, all right, this wasn't fun.
I mean, here's my dilemma. It's in my backyard. It's 20 minutes away. But at the same token, I could go and do like Lebanon, still about 20 minutes away, maybe 30 minutes away. But I feel as though I've seen more people go through Lebanon show than what I experienced just there at York all day.
Yep. I did the first Lebanon show ever, and it was not many people through the door, and I did a couple more after that, and we did okay. And like I said, Lebanon is a hit or miss. Just the Carlisle, like I call them they're medium tier shows, but they get people coming through the door. I call like Oaks and Gettysburg your bigger shows of PA. Come right down below us, you know what I mean? Right there in Maryland. And then White Plains is above us in New York. That's a little bit of a hike to get to. They're your bigger type shows. And they got a lot of Pittsburgh stuff, which I know nothing about. I haven't been out there, so.
Well, I know one of these days we're gonna have to venture out to Pittsburgh. We're gonna have to do that. But Greg's sitting here patiently, just probably thinking in the back of his head, like, God, please, you three, just shut the hell up. I want to talk. But Greg, you got to wait 1 second. You got to wait 1 second, though, Greg. You have to wait 1 second because we got to run a channel sponsor.
Wow.
The disrespect.
But before we run the channel sponsors, folks, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for me, please. Definitely, everybody that is new to the channel, I do greatly appreciate all the channel subscriptions. And there is a link for the channel membership in the description down below as well. We will be having our channel member meeting here. Maybe not this week, but the following week.
Before you go on a break, Greg, mess with your microphone if you're trying to talk. Every time you move your mouth, you can't hear nothing.
No, I'm watching the cat down here going crazy.
Okay. Yeah, it was like it sounded like muffled or muted. All right,
here we go for the first. I can find out where there's my stuff. All right, first channel sponsor for tonight.
Gettysburg Reptile Expo LLC is located at the All-Star Event Complex in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. It's a 45,000 square foot venue with 125 plus vendors and top quality breeders, along with 270 plus tables. If you're looking for a python, boa, colubrid, gecko, lizard, or amphibian, you've come to the right place. Doesn't matter if you're a breeder looking for that missing piece to your project or a pet owner looking for your next scaly friend, Gettysburg Reptile Expo LLC has you covered. Need an incubator or rack system? They have you covered with sea serpents set up there to meet all your needs. The next show dates are July 20th and November 9th of 2024, March 29th of 2025. Show times are from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Make sure to check them out on their website, Instagram, and Facebook. Mark your calendars because this is one show you don't want to miss. So I'll see you at Gettysburg Reptile Expo LLC.
Mark your calendars, guys. Mark your calendars. March, be out at Gettysburg. Let's see here.
Got to do a new clip for Gettysburg this year.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, like, it was kind of funny. Joe called me at the beginning of this week. He goes, hey, how come you didn't run the Gettysburg ad? I'm like, well, it's like, Joe, I normally run it like 2 months before. I'm like, huh. It is like 2 months before, isn't it? like it just seems like it's so far away, but it's like, we are at that point. It's like, thanks, Joe, thanks.
Yeah, need some new footage of the Gettysburg show.
Now, I see the thing is, I have footage. I got to find it in my phone. That's what I'm having problems with, is finding the footage. Because I do believe I got footage of your table to put back in since, you kind of yelled at me.
You dude, you freaking erased me. I was like, God damn.
Oh man, Jason, what's going
Ball's
on?
got something.
James, what's going on? Yes, I'm ready for Repticon. I'm ready for rockfish bites. That's what I'm ready for.
Gina booked the room.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Last I talked to her, she told me she was booking the room, and her and Joe were coming down. So if Joe is in here listening, maybe Joe can confirm that. If not, I guess I'm gonna have to text my bestie.
I say yeah, you might have to nail them down. But I am very much looking forward. Like that's one of those things. Just like going out to eat for Gettysburg, that I really look forward to. I could like if the show's a good sales wise, whatever. I just enjoy that night of going out to eat and hanging out. That's I don't know.
I like
I
that
just
turtle show.
No, Gettysburg's fun. It's a blast.
Yeah.
I just look forward to the hanging out with everybody, bullshitting, and the good time.
Regardless of the sales or whatever, it's just a good time.
All right, Greg, it's your time to put you in the spotlight, my friend. You've heard enough of us bullshitting and chatting it up. Time for us to hear you. Tell us a little bit about yourself for anybody that does not know who you are or what you're into. And let me put you up on the big screen here first. Do that. There we go.
Yeah, so I'm Greg with Skeld Paranoia. It's pretty much run by the wife, Jenna, and myself. I think she's in the other room watching, so doesn't help at all here with the nerves. Mostly doing balls, doing a couple of hog noses this year. This will be the first year for hog noses, so kind of anticipating that, waiting for that. Just kind of excited to get something besides the balls going. Ball wise, we picked up a bunch of Astro stuff recently, a bunch of Pipe stuff. Just little import that we have going that's pretty funky looking. Just got to get the size on her and see if it's a granite or something else going on there. And just kind of trying to get into the shows a little bit. Been doing Morgantown now twice. I think we're going to skip this coming one just to take a break from it and see what the summer shows bring. I think our next show may be Lehigh Valley with Craft Brew.
Oh, okay. Brittany wants to know, is your import from Ian?
Yeah, it did come from Outback with the Dinker bags.
Nice.
So I will say this: that animal he's talking of is really funky looking. Like it definitely caught my eye when I was looking over his table. The one Morgantown show.
Was it a male or a female?
A female.
Well,
So a little more time to go on it, but a little more value to it too if it did something.
Now oh god, I just drew a blank. Dude, it's been one of them weekends, man. What exactly has made what made you choose hognose as your side? I'm gonna say your side project, your side species.
Jenna was watching a lot of snake discovery there, and hognoses was one of the main things, and she very much likes ducks, and they kind of have that little duck bill going on, so it kind of played itself in a bit there.
Okay. I wasn't. Everybody's like, everybody has a reason or a good reason for side species. I feel like with me, like with the carpets, it was just that one dream animal, and there's not a whole hell of a lot of people that do them. I wasn't sure if it was one of those deals where, it was along that lines of, or that feel anyway, I should say, that the hog noses were going to become that next big ball python craze rush, and you were trying to, kind of beat a couple people there to the punch with it.
Yeah, one thing we've noticed for sure is with the shows, if you just have balls, it's a little bit harder to get into. So kind of already having the hog noses starting kind of gives that extra oomph to get into some of them that are a little more difficult. And kind of like you with the carpets, it's something else that stands out a little bit. And we're seeing a lot more hogs at the shows lately too.
There has been a lot of hog noses at shows. Yeah. A lot more hog noses. Now, what are some of your main focus like projects that you're working on, Greg?
So our big boy that we've got going this year is the Batman G Stripe. Trying to prove out some of our clown stuff that's past heads. It was pretty much at the point where it's that 1,200, 1,400 grams. So rather than send out the shed test, we've been growing up for 2-3 years now. Still the Batman G Stripe to it. At least get the double heads. If it proves head clown, great. And then the other big one would be a super black head hypo G Stripe we're shooting for this year.
Very nice.
That should be sick.
Yeah, hoping it's our black head is super dark, so hoping that kind of carries through.
Might be blackhead without the red stripe or without the red gene or ringer gene, maybe just like straight black.
Yeah.
They really come across dark.
I think he was Ralph Davis line too, so
yeah. Cool.
See, the blackhead stuff's right up your alley, John. That's your neck of the woods there on that stuff.
Oh yes, love blackhead.
Yeah, I like the blackhead stuff too. I had a nice female from John a while ago. Yeah. She was dark, man. She definitely looked black.
Stripe. I knew Zach over there had a bunch of it. 7 Serpents. He had a ton of like that blackhead G stripe stuff.
Oh, okay.
Our buddy Cody has some of that stuff. Like that stuff's pretty neat.
Yeah, and that's where he came from. That's where a lot of the G Stripe hypo stuff came from. Was 7th.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He had a lot of cool stuff, man. Me and Zach were racing for years now to make certain blackhead combos. Me and Zach met with over a blackhead black pastel hypo years ago. Basically, I was the second one to make it in the world, and by literally like 3 days, I was so like, damn it. But yeah, it's cool ass combos, man. Can't go wrong.
Now, how big was your collection? Because you picked up, I don't want to say a full collection, but a good chunk of a collection. How big were you before that whole collection pickup?
So beginning of 24, we were floating around 80. Employment kind of fell off in the summer, so we downsized quite a bit. We got down to probably about 50, and now we're back up to 68. And so pretty much grew right back to where we downsized from.
See, I thought you ended up with getting more stuff than that. I thought you had like a huge, like a bigger chunk that came over than that.
Yeah, so that was 18 that came over, but they were pretty much
That's
all
still decent.
Yeah, they were pretty much all adults except for 2 of them.
Okay. Now, how's your season looking for as far as them going? Like, do you think the move kind of screwed them up a little bit, or not quite sure yet at this point?
They weren't paired up prior, and they did have last year off for the most part. So ideally, everything goes this year. The Batman G Stripe was to a OD Ivory Pastel Fire Posset Clown. She was due to lay Christmas week. So she kind of got shifted around in the racks with the move going on and all that, just because she was a little bit smaller than some of the stuff that came in. So she's kind of still holding on right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that always messes me up with moving. And that's what I was worried about with that house we were looking at. Moving all these snakes in the winter.
Yeah, it can mess with them a little bit.
Did you recently move?
We took them in right after Thanksgiving, so a little over a month now.
Okay.
They should be fine. Like you said, he didn't breed them.
Yeah.
Everything was building or whatever, still eating and all that good stuff. So you still got a real good shot to get a season out of some of that stuff.
If anything, it's a late 25.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I know Zach's season ran late anyway for the most part. So you might be able to just keep pairing and see what's going on. They still good? Still slamming food and all?
Yeah, everyone's eating. Everyone's
good. That's good.
We've all adjusted. I know the adult girls sometimes date a little bit harder with moves.
Yeah.
The males tend to kind of take to it right away and don't miss a beat.
Yep. That's the only thing that usually with a move is like sometimes they go funky on food or want the right bin size and all that great stuff.
Yeah, the right slot in the bin.
Right. Yep. So fussy. Man. So what is your top pairings for the year? Like what do you most?
So it would be that Batman G Stripe to the Odie Ivory Pastel Fire Het Clown. The blackhead stuff for Hypo G Stripe. Even if we missed the G Stripe and hit the Hypo, just blackhead Hypos comes out pretty amazing as it is.
Pretty.
So maybe I should rephrase the question. What are you doing with the Astros?
What was that?
So let me rephrase the question. Since kind of Jeremy did ask you the same thing, I kind of asked it over. What are you doing with the Astros? What's your plan?
Haven't quite figured them out yet.
Okay.
The Super Astro, I have a normal female that's just kind of been sitting around. I don't know what to do with her. So if anything, he'll pair it with her and just make straight Astros, kind of grow that army out a little bit. And then there's a Yellow Belly Black Pastel Het Clown. We are part of the Canova Patreon where there's kind of giveaways every week. So kind of trying to see if we can find a female that'll match up pretty nicely for him, just with the Het Clown there, and get some visual stuff on the ground.
Sweet. All right. Yeah, I want to see what kind of gene you were going to dump in on and see what kind of directions you were going to go.
And if anything, I thought about just going one of them to the Batman G Stripe, just making the triple hets with one of the hypos.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious what a Super Astro looks like.
I was gonna say, are you able to show off the Astro or the Super Astro, or even if you have one of each, so that way people can see the difference?
Yeah, I'll grab the super quick.
All right. So while he does that, I'll run another panel sponsor here quick. Kind of make use of all the good spare time. Excuse me. Whew.
Stop wasting time trying to prove out animals or taking chances on possible hets or genes you don't know that are there. Head on over to Charlie at Gray Rider Reptiles and ShedTesting.com for all of your shed testing needs. He's fast, accurate, and adding new tests on a regular basis. So head on over to ShedTesting.com and check him out. Make sure to use the code CARPET15 for 15% off of your shed test order. Use nothing but the best at ShedTesting.com.
Use that code, folks. Use that code.
Don't drop them.
He's going to run away on me. So this is the female single gene. So she's 66% Het Clown. So you can kind of see the contrast in her. Okay. Got the floating aliens there. She's got the real nice dark color, the nice little copper to her.
Got some granite going on. A little granity.
And then the super. You kind of see the belly going on a little bit, the high whites. She's going to.
Yeah, he's brighter.
He's got a lot more contrast between the outlines and the dorsal.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see it in some combos.
But he did lock up the normal female right away, so hopefully that brings some additional Astros in. You can kind of see it just where it goes, get some more females going too, outside of the just one big girl that we got from Zach.
Okay, nice.
So what recesses are you planning on getting the Astro into then?
Well, right now we have the Het Clown, and then Hypo would be one, I think, with the just the darkness to it, the contrast, throw a little bit in. And I'm looking to maybe see what it does in Pied, but don't have anything really readily available that we don't have plans for right now that's Pied-wise. So that may be one where with the Patreon, kind of look that direction a little bit to grab something.
I just did that. Like, has anybody ever made a visual recessive Astro? Or is it like, I guess the better question is,
Yeah,
how
so-
old is this gene? Like, how long has it been around?
So I know he was working it for a little while. He had a couple issues with a thermostat function, which kind of set him back a couple years on it. I know OFP is working the Astro a little bit too. So I reached out to them. We were talking a little bit. He hasn't done anything with Clown. Zach had one he thought was an Astro Clown, but he wasn't sure if it was Astro or Yellow Belly, and I don't think he got around to shed testing it the last I spoke with him.
Gotcha. Now, does he still have that animal?
No, he is completely out.
He's completely out now at this
Yeah.
point. Gotcha. So I wasn't sure if he held on to one or two just for the shits and giggles of it, or if that was it.
Yeah, I think only a couple people end up getting them. I think Alex the Paz might have one or two if he still has them. You, I had whoever else.
Yeah, I think Alex might have got the Clown.
Right. Yeah, Cody might have got some. I don't know. I know Nate. I think has one or two floating around.
Okay. So, like I said, I mean, I've never heard of Astro up until recently, and that was just, because of Zach, and then you, Greg, saying about getting it. And completely new genetic for me to look at and try to decipher as to what I see in it and everything.
Yeah, if we didn't have the super, I probably wouldn't have recognized it right away. But then when I see the just the straight het Clown girl and seeing the contrast to her and some of the stuff going on with the alien heads, you can kind of see it a little bit more.
Yeah, it's like hard to describe exactly what it is. It's basically like a brighter normal with and it does a little bit of weird patterns on depending what it's in. Like I know we made a couple like pinstripes the one year, I believe, and they were kind of just like funky. Pinstripes are usually very striped. It broke them up. I think it's a disruptor gene. I think it's more like along the lines. I'm not saying it's granite, but like the granite type kind of things, like disruptor kind of things.
Okay. Yeah, completely new ball field for me on that one, man. Completely.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how far Zach worked that project. I wasn't sure how far he got.
And I don't think he got too
With
deep
like
into
visuals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. You got any other kind of wacky weird stuff in your collection or stuff you're looking for? Like not breeding.
Those the good stuff, yo. Show us the holdbacks.
I guess that's the cue to bring out the import. Let me go put the Astro away quick.
Don't get too comfortable.
We'll be getting comfortable.
John just doesn't sugarcoat nothing, folks. He just comes out freaking, go get it. Just go get it. Now,
Show us the good stuff, yo.
Do it now.
With you. Come on, yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, on the flip side of that, Greg knows me pretty well, so it's not like I'm just hitting him blindsided with the way I am.
Oh, this is true. I mean, he's been around us long enough that he kind of knew what he was getting in for.
Is he vending? Do you vend yet?
Yeah.
Just Morgantown so far.
Okay.
He's been at the Hamburg the last couple shows, right, Greg?
You doing Oaks?
Not yet. That is like 5 minutes from my job, so I can pretty much get there with my eyes closed at this point.
Okay.
So this is the import girl.
This thing, when I saw this at the table, I was just kind of like, is that for sale? He's like,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Love the neck on her.
She's cool. She's like she's one of them hardcore looking, crazy, whatever, like almost paint looking kind of animals.
Yeah.
And that was kind of where I was thinking. So I've been waiting for Charlie to get with the paint test just to see if it is that like het paint type of influence there or
Nanny, Carnage, like all them crazy disruptor granite and things.
that Cosmos, something along those lines.
Oh yeah, there's so many of them. Marvel.
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, If
Looks
there's
like
not
not granite.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the pattern's all wonky.
Right, it looks like one of the super versions of them. Granted, is what I mean, like the super nannies or any of that kind of that weird, chunky, blocky. It's cool. It's its own thing. It's a dinker. It's freaking. Hopefully,
So
it carries over.
The boy or girl?
Girl.
There you go.
And
So you got some time.
yeah,
I do like the neck how it's all separated, all like bigger holes and all.
Almost has that washed out acid type of look to it too.
Yeah,
Got some hooking.
Got some hooking. Yeah, it's got some hurricane hooking going. It's like a bunch of snakes jammed into one thing.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's just wicked looking, man.
It is wicked.
That's something where if it doesn't prove out to be something, I would be shocked.
Yeah.
Look like a penis on her back.
Leave it to freaking Chris.
I saw there's a penis on the back.
Chris was like, so happy.
Where's the smiley face?
So happy.
All the emojis.
What's that spell?
Nah, that's cool.
Nah, it's cool. Definitely.
So where are you going to take that first? You're going to go light or dark?
Probably go dark.
There you go.
Dark?
Yeah.
Banana? No, that'd be cool. That's cool.
Banana. I think banana would just hide it too much too.
Dude, banana with that pattern would be cool.
It would be.
The one thing I would say, only advice, if I had that animal, I would steer clear of blackhead first.
Yeah.
Because I think like with an animal like that, whatever, blackhead, I think you would start losing all kind. You would just make this crazy flowery patterns down the side, and you'll be like, what the freak did I do?
Like a GHI, black pastel, chocolate type of.
Yeah,
I think
DHI too is going to really disrupt it. To really lose to see if it's doing anything. For like the first things I would do with this kind of animal, like I said in my situation, to see if it recreates itself.
Yeah.
To take something like, not minute, of course, like chocolate might be a good one. Something that doesn't disrupt pattern too much versus color.
Yeah.
If you put a pattern in that, you might get like, oh shit, like did I make it or not? Like
yeah.
And
the head and neck are really cool on that.
And then next thing you know, you got 50 holdbacks in your freaking drawers going, oh, shit, I have to prove this thing out now.
We do.
What did I do?
There is a quad het male laying around that's head hypo ultra clown pied, so
that'd be cool.
Might be
that would be
the shed testing in there and just throw her to him once the time comes and see.
That'd be a perfect male. Anything like that. It's a double visual. If you had a clown ghost.
Yeah.
A clown pie, that'd be a perfect scenario snake for like that, because then you'll see if it transfers that pattern into something baby wise. And if it does, off to the races.
And then you've got the dark with the ultramel possibly in there too. So
then you take baby back to mom, all kinds of shit, see if there's a super form and have a blast.
Yep, or it is a super form.
Or it is a super form, exactly. If they all come out, maybe something. You'll have to play with it. Thinker project.
That is one thing too. I never thought of.
There it is.
Maybe that is the super form.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just make sure you got a rack clear.
And what, you got that out of with the 10 snake grab bag?
With the dinker bag, yeah.
Really?
So cool. She was in there a little bit surprised that it was laying in it, that they didn't pick that one out.
No, Ian's pretty good with that. They don't really mess with him. They get so many in. He gets his own batches. He tries to be pretty honest with his customer base, so they keep coming back. Of course, like he wants them to get out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you figure. I mean, if people were getting gypped or screwed over, they wouldn't do it anymore, and Ian would be out on those sales.
He brings in so many, he doesn't even do it right. Like he has a batch he gets in, and he'll go through. I'm sure freaking. Noah over there, whoever puts a bag together, but like, here you go, Ian, like check these out and all kinds of shit, But stuff like this, it definitely makes it through, and that's what keeps people excited and keeping them buying the ball bags.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's different. It's cool, right? Exactly.
Now, did you have any issues with her being an importer or anything, like as far as getting her adjusted or anything, or?
She came in. I think she was 27 grams, so she was definitely on the small side.
Wow.
So getting her eating initially was a little bit rough.
Okay.
The thing with the ball bags too, sometimes you don't know if they're the captive ball bags or if they are the wild caught ball bags. Like they're captive farmed and they're still ball bags because they're still coming from over there. Or they got the ones that literally just got picked out of the wild. Like, oop, got some eggs. You scoop them up.
Yeah.
So she might have been one or the other, but that's good. That's good, man. You got her from 27 grams. You got her locking on food and stuff. That's good. That's small.
Honestly, that's a tiny freaking baby.
That's a little.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That.
Yep. I'd have been shitting myself. Oh no.
I think the biggest one that came in the bag was like 37. A lot of them were very much on the small side.
That's tiny.
Did you keep all the rest? Did you keep them all?
We kept one other guy.
Okay.
But everything else we ended up moving.
Okay.
Does he have a weird look to him at all, or is he just a cool normal or whatever?
Any type of vibe.
What was that, Greg? You broke up on my end.
He almost gives me like a mahogany type of vibe.
Okay.
Okay.
Mahogany, maybe harlequin, something along those lines.
Check his eye stripes for like mahogany. Usually have the burn eye stripes at the back end of them. That's a good, real easy way to like know a mahogany from like just a whatever harlequin like looking animals and stuff. You usually have a burn eye stripe in the back end of it. They don't usually go around and connect all solidly. It's like just fades out.
Here's a good question from Brittany. If it proves out genetically, what are you thinking about naming it?
There you go.
So, kind of go with the plague doctor theme a little bit. I was thinking like a bubonic, a plague, something like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
The plague. Yeah, that'd be neat.
Yeah.
Especially kind of the way it wipes out that pattern a little bit. So,
yeah. I hope it works out for you, man. Definitely a cool girl.
I'll be rooting for you.
I'm just curious. What does one of the snake bag bundle things like that go? Like, what does he in charge for those?
I don't think they are anymore.
I think 2 years ago they were 500.
But then
last year they were, or 3 years ago they were 5. 2 years ago they were 3, and I think this year they were 2 or 250.
Yep. That's what
I
I
just jumped in. She said that they're 2.
Yeah.
I was thinking between 2 and 3. 5. They might have got up to 5 during COVID there, Jeremy. You know?
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah.
So 200 for 10 snakes?
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean,
that's not bad.
What are you talking?
Go put her away quick.
I mean, you figure, all right, $200.
Yeah.
And you get an animal like that out of it.
Yeah. And
if it proves out, that was the best $200 you ever spent.
Right. I think it is 10 snakes, right? Or is it 5? I can't remember.
It's 10 snakes.
10. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I bought a couple ball bags way back when. Got a couple weird animals out of them.
Well, doesn't. So I thought don't quote me on this, but I thought the one time I went on Outback's website and they actually had stuff separated already.
Yep. Because he gets his own.
I mean, now you're paying more for it. You're paying more for it.
He gets his own personal ones in, I'm sure. Like I said, they get put together and like this is your bag, Ian, and then I'm sure they put all kinds of shit in other bags, and like it's randomized. But I'm sure he gets his own shipment of weird stuff coming in and dispersed through the country. Because I've seen some crazy looking freaking shit come out of the wild, like in them ball bag and stuff that he ain't even gets. Like even on his website, if you look, some
ball bag.
Them wild imports he gets is crazy.
This was the boy we kept too.
Okay. Yeah, I see how you said mahogany. It does have that mahogany look.
Look at the top. If that son bitch don't prove mahogany, I'd be blown away.
Yeah.
Because if you look at his eye stripes.
How they date back.
Exactly what you said.
Yep, they're burnt out at the ends. That looks like a mahogany. Is a mahogany. So that's cool. That's a boy?
That's a male, yeah.
Got any mahoganies, girls?
No.
Go shoot for a Suma, see what he does. That'd be the first thing I do with that male. See if you can prove him out.
I don't know. I'd probably run that full screen shed test on them, both of them. See if they're head clown, head pied.
See what if anything else pops. No.
Yeah. What's it like a
Hey.
20?
Christine's saying that some were picked through and sent to Ian separately, but then the ball bags are normally put together by the farmers over in Africa. All right.
You're not saying Ian picks them. I'm just saying they come over already picked. Through
Yeah.
them. So,
Yeah.
so they put a package together for him, like, here you go, Ian, and there you go.
Probably like a thank you for your business type of deal. Here, take these off our hands.
I'm sure a lot of that kind of stuff goes on. Like I said, Outback's one of the biggest importers in the country. I mean, he gets the shit. Ian gets some crazy cool stuff. Like half the jeans we know today are from Outback, whether kept them or they went out to other people. So
You gotta get him on here.
OD came from Ian, didn't it?
Yeah,
Ozzy got it from him.
Yep. Yeah, the story, like I said, it's just a story, but the story is when the Orange Dream came in, Ozzy ended up getting it as a wild caught whatever from Ian, and it was basically like a deal they made for other snakes, and then he basically gave him the OD with it, and he told him he was dreaming if he thought he was going to do anything with that snake, basically, and then freaking that's why Ozzy, when the Orange Dream proved out to be what it was, he called it the Orange Dream because it was a dream that he would do anything with it, which is an awesome story.
Oh yeah.
So, like, that's that kind of stuff. Like I said, I'd have to hear that from Ian's mouth himself, or like to say all that, but that's what the story was told throughout the community over the last, 15 years since the OD came out. Really awesome story. But yeah, he's made a lot of Cypress is Ian.
Cinder.
Cinder. There's so many Red Stripe. Man, there's some Genetic Stripe. There's so many. You can just keep going on.
And I think his line is definitely one of the nicer Red Stripe lines too, with that possible hidden gene granite floating around in there.
Right, like Red Stripe over the years, they picked up that granite in the beginning, which is basically what gives it that bubbly pattern. And a lot of people like that's Red Stripe. Like that's what people go to. Like that's a great Red Stripe. But 99% of the time, when it looks like that, it has the granite gene attached to it. That's what you're liking, even more so than even the Red Stripe. But the Red Stripe's taking that power of that color and just jamming it in all kinds of stuff, basically making the clowns off the chart and all that stuff.
Yeah,
it's crazy. You know what's not that great though? That's what I've noticed because I just found out this week. Red Stripe pied.
And why is that, John? Because I know
I don't think I've seen one.
That's the whole reason. Because I literally, like I said, I went to looking the other day. I'm like, why haven't I really heard of talk about this? I went looking on Morph Market and I went, that's why.
High white?
Nothing. Just it didn't do anything.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't.
Wait, Red Stripe pied looks just like a red stripe.
Yep. If the ones that are literally more posted on Morph Market, and I'm guessing that's why you haven't heard about them over the last whatever, because Red Stripe's been around a long time now. But why really hasn't anybody really heard about Red Stripe pie? Well, it makes sense if they're not really doing much.
Okay.
True.
Right?
But does it at least screw up the pattern like pie normally does?
I didn't see anything different with the pie.
The saddles all look the same, huh? No color on the saddle.
Kind of like Cypress pie, right? Don't really hear it talked about because it's supposedly doesn't do much. Again, I haven't tried it personally, so I can't put whatever. But I'm just telling you why I don't think there's that many. Because I just don't think it does much. Because trust me, if somebody would have did it and it would have been like, holy shit, wow, you'd have section for that thing, like just like everything else.
Yeah.
Brittany wants to know if anyone has ever paired one of Ian's cinders to a mahogany to see if it makes a suma.
I have not. I actually talked to somebody that says they did, and it basically cinders make the same thing as the sumas. Because I've seen super cinders. They look just like whatever sumas. So I don't know if they're exact same gene. They could be like one off in the allele and all that kind of crap, like how they're doing like some of these genetics, kind of like fusion. Like they're not testing the same, but doing the same kind of thing.
I said, but they look the exact freaking same, yeah.
Testing stuff like that. We're gonna find. I think there's gonna be a lot of genetics that are very close, but they're not gonna test the same.
Yeah.
They already
Here's
found for yellow bellies. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Well, I think they're testing. I think RGI's testing fire because they were asking for like flame, vanilla. They were asking for all the
disco.
Disco. They were asking for all that.
Just like anything else, all genes are not created equal. Like you can get a fire that looks like this, and you get a fire that looks like that. Like they're so far apart, but they're both to make the white snake, right? So they could test different. Like if you get like down to the whatever, like the total inner workings of testing, they could be like one thing off, and they could just still do the same shit. So we'll see. Like black pastels again, that's another one. It's like they're finding multiple tests, and there's even reports that RGI is like testing some of these black pastels and come them out, but back not black pastels. Well, they're supers and shit. Some of this stuff, and it's like that's another line of black pastel. It's not coming back. Like come on.
I mean, I'm seeing it with my vanilla stuff. I make like normal looking vanillas and then wacky, crazy ones.
Yes. Yeah, that's a whole nother wormhole.
Quality
matters, man. Quality matters. And I think hopefully moving forward after like 25, 26, 27, we start talking about quality a lot more than just gene names. Because I think the gene name things were one of the they needed to go by something way back, but I think we're way beyond that this day and age about a genetics name because all strangers not the same, all mahogany not the same, all black pastel. I can name every gene and show you a good one and a piss poor one. Pastel is a perfect example, right? I could show you the pastel, it's browner than a normal, and I could show you a pastel and it's freaking lights out electric. You'll think it's lazy in it.
So, that was our first sale at Morgantown. It was a pastel cypress. We hit 2 of them last year, and one's a very dirty looking pastel, and the other was just crazy high contrast. And it was the one on the table that everyone that walked by the table stopped to look at.
I did the same thing with cypress, dude. The same pastel in it. I made one that was like, and I made one that was like, holy shit! Like that thing, it looks like it's yellow belly and everything else in it. Nuts. But I think I'm hoping over the next whatever duration with this testing and all, if we start getting into quality matters, because I think quality is what's going to separate the market again over what's going on right now. Because a lot of people are putting out a lot of whatever, it's all within price points and whatever. But if we start getting into like judging quality, it should hold a premium. Because that snake, I'm telling you, man, you put $150 snake to another $150 snake, and one will blow the other one away depending on who it comes from.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the other thing, though, too. I think we got to where the water's so muddy like it is now because people were getting in to basically, in their minds, get rich by breeding snakes.
Well, most people...
And they didn't care what the quality was. They just wanted to make babies to sell to make a couple extra bucks.
And what was the cheapest I could find?
What's that, Greg?
Yeah.
And what was the cheapest form of those genes I could find?
Exactly. Yep. And then people will sit there and flex, be like, oh, I bought a stranger pastel clown. Well, then, like you said, you could take this stranger pastel clown and be like, well, look at this stranger pastel clown. We're not the same.
Nope.
And not to like discourage anybody, but this is always my saying. Ugly snakes make ugly snakes. I've always said it. I don't mean anything by it. Like, I'm not like, oh, they're ugly. But again, if you're looking for a quality, whatever, to like take into the next tier, the best thing to do is buy the best quality you can afford that gene, even if it's a single gene of it, to keep it rolling, because this is your future breeding. As soon as you start that ball rolling, there's no getting off this ride, like until you say you're done. And it's going to start back with that original freaking animal from the get-go, because if you go 4 generations deep with an ugly-ass animal, all you're doing is making more ugly-ass animals 4 years in the future.
That you can't sell.
You can't sell, and you're like, well, why does this person, whatever, they're selling every one of them. They look at yours and they're going, dude, I'll give you $100 for it. Well, they're selling for $1,500 online. Yeah, dude, you're lucky I even offered you $100. Like,
it looks like a normal.
Right. Like, if you, a great test of this, if anybody like wants to know, go look at Pompeii on Morph Market.
Yeah.
Just look at the Pompeiis. Now look at all the ones sold and all the ones listed. I guarantee you, man, there's some Pompeiis on there. Probably on Pompeii, first of all. You can pick them out if you got an eye. Then there's other ones that are Pompeii, and they're just not half as good looking as somebody else's. And they're the same price point. Like I said, it's like if somebody would use their eyes, of course you're going to buy the better one. The other one's going to sit there. It's going to sit there and sit there, and it's going to sit there.
Yeah. I think I was talking with John. The Barnhart Black Pastel in Pompeii makes such a difference versus a normal Black Pastel.
Yes. The funny thing is, I had one snake tested. Long story short, and the Pompeii I made, like I said, not to toot my own horn, I'm gonna say was one of the top 5 Pompeiis ever put on Morph Market.
Toot
Just
toot.
the way it looked. Now, granted, like I said, there's supposed to be black pastel running through some of the stuff. I have to get more testing done and stuff to make sure it's black pastel, or Barnhart. If it's not, if it's sold to me as Barnhart, I will go on a limb and say some of the black pastel I have in this collection are as equal to Barnhart, or if not better, because of some of the genes and animals I've made over the years. And guess what, man? If it isn't, we're off to another race because it's a quality ass black pastel.
Yep.
So I just have to see I just have to test it. And if it comes back Barnhart, oh, cool, man. Tom's got some great animals, right? Barnhart sells itself. But if it's not, and it's not testing whatever, guess what? Triforce got a new freaking bean in town. I will put my black pastel up against anybody's because it's that good. It sounds cocky, it sounds whatever, but I've done this. I've freaking literally put them against other people's snakes. I freaking got the gene because it was just killer. And it just keeps making killer stuff.
Even with like lace, dude. There's a lot of lace out there that looks like freaking normals. But then you see my girl and she's insane.
Lace isn't created equal either. It really is. So
well, you have your you have your average, your below average, which Chris is used to by now.
Oh shit.
He's
whoa. Dude, I'm so picky, you don't even know. I get
no. I was talking about 4 inches below average.
No, definitely.
That's one thing I'll give Chris, man. As long as I've known him, he's made some of the weirder animals I've ever seen. Like when he's just taking like a single gene to some, especially like his vanilla stuff. Like he'll tell you, like it'll come out blase, some of it, and some of it's mind blowing. It's like, dude, it has to be more than vanilla. But what else is it? And it just hits certain things differently. It's so crazy.
I don't know what the hell it is, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I know Chris has some good shit. But no, like you've got your average, your below average, and then you've got the stuff that exceeds expectations for every genetic out there. It's, look at the Xanthic stuff. You can have shit that looks like a normal. You can have me, like your average, and you have the shit that looks like it's a stormtrooper.
I've seen people's collections that are just like, yeah, look at the difference in those two.
That's same clutch, vanilla. Oh, she's looking right at.
It's just weird. And
like weird head.
It could be a head attached. It could be anything, but it's just that different. Like that one on the, what's it called? The brighter one almost looks like a Cypress combo.
That's crazy looking.
The brightness on it.
I don't know if there's something else in her.
Even the pattern looks Cypress. Like when he made them, I'm like, dude, they look Cypress. Like that was nuts.
Both vanillas.
Yep.
Triple hits.
I've been watching you make them for years, man. I don't know why they come out so drastically different.
Even the dorsal on them is so different.
They're night and day in person too. Like you walk up, it's like, the hell else is in this thing? It's almost like a lace thing or something that drastic.
Yeah, something in that vanilla.
Yep. And it could be some symbols of lace in it. Like you just never knew from the get go because that shit was floating around.
Yeah, even.
Keith wants to know if the photo quality that we were talking about with the market stuff would have something to do with it. I mean, photo quality. I mean, everybody. I mean, lighting and all that stuff comes into a play of it.
I'm talking literally like color wise. Like you see some of them are really dark, muddy looking, and I'm not talking shit on anybody's in particular snake. That's why I'm not naming no names on anything. But there's some of them that are just like muddy looking, and there's other ones that are really clean and really red and. Other ones are really nice patterns filling in with a nice colors. It's just they're not all created equals. Is basically what I'm saying.
What do we got there, Greg?
We got him off Craigslist. He was our first snake that we had gotten. We got him as a banana butter, but some of the bananas that he throws, we had one at Morgantown. Almost looked like it had black head or black pastel or something else going on with it, but no one's really been able to say, hey, it looks like this, it looks like that. I threw it in the group chat today and someone said, hey, check out Mimic.
Oh, okay.
So kind of dug around a little bit to see what Mimic was. Heard of it while back. I think we might have seen it at Tinley 2 years ago. But it almost gives that same color, but
Banana's another one, man. You
Yeah.
get such drastic results from a good banana versus a bad banana.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't the mimic like look like so many different genetics as it ages? Like it literally turns some crazy shit.
Well, yeah, I don't know much about it.
it almost looks banana at first, and then as it goes, it looks more into like a Monarch type of color.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Ultramel, same way. You can have such drastic results with Ultramel. You get these really browny looking Ultramel. Then you get the ones that almost look like they're just like super banana on steroids with crazy oranges and shit. So that, like I said, genetic, whatever. The quality matters is basically what the rant, whatever I'm doing here.
Yeah.
Quality in, quality out.
It's so
I want to run
to say, but it really does matter.
Here's the one Jeremy tried to steal.
Yeah, Chris finally makes an animal I want, and he tells me no. Like, how you tell a worldwide celebrity no? Like, that's got that man has some balls to do that.
Even these two are different. Now
So what are they? Are they Cypress Ghosts?
So no, these are vanilla hypos, double head clown exanthic.
They look Cypress, man. They're nuts.
Yeah.
Like even the patterns are Cypress looking.
Is there a Cypress test?
I don't know. Like the pattern doesn't touch all the way around the sides. It has a spread out freaking alien heads. It's like very Cypress looking.
The color on it.
Yeah, all of it. Like
the color is nuts. Yeah.
I mean, I know what I'm doing. And he would be like, "Yo, John, this is Cypress." I'm like, "Cool, I want one." I believe him.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there might be something else in that girl. I guess I don't know.
Even down is the back of that head? Is the back of the head blush, Chris? On that, like all down the back of the neck and all.
I'll tell you, this one is actually bluer.
I'm talking about the back of the head. Does it come back around? And this one, I see the one stops, but does that one? Because I can't tell on camera. Does the blushing get back deep around the head and like wrap?
No, not really.
No. Okay. That's a Cypress thing. That's why I asked. Like,
we need a test. All right, let me run another channel sponsor here, and then we're gonna run a little bit more with the Astro and the Greg's other gene there. But I got a good question for him because it had to do with what you and I were talking about, John. So let's go ahead, run another channel sponsor. We'll be right back, folks.
Make sure you check out Nathan at Infinite Possible Pythons. He is your guy to go to if you want to get into the Bang project. On top of it, he's working a bunch of awesome ball python projects. Kahua geckos, Leachianus geckos, crested geckos, some scaleless corn snakes, and he is your one-stop shop for all your branding needs. So check him out. Check out Chris Shelley over at S Reptilia if you need a high-end ball python, blood python, locality boa, or colubrid. He's also Pennsylvania's distributor of Coco to Go and the Chipper, and he can also hook you up with some rats. So make sure you guys check out Chris over at S Reptilia.
All right, put you back up on the big screen there because we don't need to see Chris's plumber crack that he's got going on there.
Was it?
No, I didn't look that close. I just
Wait, I dropped something.
So the other day, I guess yesterday. Yeah, I talked to you yesterday, John. Yeah. John and I got to talking about some of the Bang stuff and everything, and we got on to like the amount of like holdback stuff, distributing the gene out there into the world. What's your plan with your Astro and your plague or whatever you end up deciding to call it? Like, what's your distribution plan? Are you looking to hold on to everything for a while? Are you gonna really leak it out, or what's your plan with that?
I think Astro is out there a little bit as is. I'd like to get it into a couple more of the recessives just to see what it does outside of Clown. As great as Clown is, not everything needs to go in Clown either.
I agree.
100%.
And kind of see what some of those others do with it. With the other, I think that would be one that I'd hold back a little bit more of. Kind of keep it back. It is different. As far as we know, there's nothing else out there. Coming in with the imports, there's probably something else out there, maybe just not as extreme. but hold on to a lot more of that stuff. Probably get a couple different projects going, see what it does with the different genes out there before panning out into the mainstream.
Because that, like I said, John and I got to talk about that yesterday about like just the Bang project, and it really got me thinking because it's something that can be overlooked real quick and easy.
Yeah.
Because you like I'll be like, I've put thought into it, but just that conversation that we had made me sit and like I literally came down here while I was working on the snake room, but I was really, like it was really just sinking in while I was working on the snake room.
Yep.
And it's like you don't really realize how much space you're going to use up and lose working a new project like your Plague and like Bang and stuff, because say you hit a clutch and every animal that has your Plague gene in it and it's male, you're stuck with those. Like you can't do anything with those because the second you release it to somebody, they're on this exact same level you're at. Like it's just kind of really, it's like
the perfect
example here. It's like, you know, you've got to really be careful with how you do some of this stuff. When you're on that forefront, like you can really get yourself in a pinch real quick if you're not careful.
That's a perfect example. You see that little rack in the corner next to the Colorado Wren? That's a top and bottom V18.
Is that the Bang rack?
Right there in the corner. So that's like I said, it's a top and bottom V18. So that's all it goes Florida, whatever. It's 32 bins or whatever. Now, that rack is full of stuff I can't move. I can't do anything with it yet. I got 2 racks in the other room that are identical, the same thing. Reason being, some of the animals are I can't ID yet. Some of the animals are Bang animals. Some of the animals are Bang animals that I don't want to release to the public before I go certain tiers with them. Because if I let them go today, next thing you know, yeah, I can sell it. Cool. Bang's expensive. We know that. Somebody goes, okay, John, I'm going to give you X amount of money. But I just introduced a person at ground level, exactly where I'm starting Bang, to open up my door and then make them literally start the same time I do. What happens is they might have better snakes. They might do better freaking stuff. They might do this. They might do that. And the next thing you know, I'm sitting there all excited about my Bang stuff.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, the person I just sold my snake to for X amount of money, yes, it was good, just went like this. And I went like this. And they went like this. And I went like this. And every time they do it, every year, I'm going to sit there and kick myself in the ass for that couple grand, you know, 8,000, 10, whatever I sold that Bang for. 8 will eat me alive forever because somebody I just sold that to took them to the next level.
Yep.
Basically something that I could have done myself, literally by just holding a couple animal back, being a little more patient with the project, taking it into a couple different things. I'm not saying anybody's not going to pass me. Like I said, you got people out there that got tons of this stuff that'll pass me, right? Like I said, but my projects, I don't want people to pass me right away because I'm an idiot.
Big thing is too is it only takes you having one bad season, completely missing odds, and them having one a hell of a season and hitting every freaking possible odd that they could ask to hit.
Right.
That's all it takes.
It's like right now, I know I'm probably one of only 3 people in the entire world that have Bang, that have clown or ghost in them or double heads. One of 3 people. One just went on Morph Market tonight, $30,000. Nathan has it. I'm number 3. That's it. We have the Bang group. We have whatever. We know what Bangs are out there for the most part. We know who has them. We know how many there are for the most part. That's such a small knit thing. I just be like, okay, here you go. Here's a Bang, and then somebody just goes, "I'll take that John's double head and freaking just put it to 15 Bang, whatever." Clown Ghost Girls. I only have 2 Clown Ghost Girls. Somebody else might have Clown Ghost Pompeii. I don't know. Shit falls in the wrong hands, man. You make some serious stuff. Like, you know, think about some of the bigger breeders out there.
Yeah.
Now they can get Bang and they can do their stuff, but I don't want to put this like crazy ass projects I'm working with my genetics in them. That's all. And I will eventually, like I said, but I just want to get a little ahead of it. I want to, you know, see what this stuff's doing.
A little head start.
I want to test it. I want to see what this stuff. What's working great? What's not working great? When the time comes to release Bang on the world, like holy shit, guys, there's a new gene that's going to change the ball python market. I have great examples to show the world of why I think this is why the price is the price, why this gene is why this gene is an orange dream, and we have so many samples between me, Nate, and a couple other guys in the world. Gavin from Balls to You has this stuff. Like, he has animals that are just mind-blowing. And then when that starts popping off, you don't want to be the guy to be like, oh, shit, I freaking had a couple dollars and I sold it, and Joe Schmo got it, and he's over here fucking putting it to 40 snakes. And then destroying the freaking whatever, the market on it at that point. Because he don't care. He's looking for the dollar. He's not looking. He don't care about the project. Like, I'm going to do like Bang probably to 5 things this year. Yes, I could run Bang to 10 things this year if I want to, but I'm not going to. Why? Because I don't need 100 more racks like that in the corner filled with this. Because every rack that fills up like that is racks I can't do anything else with. The rest of this goddamn room with all these cool ass animals I've been produced over the last decade.
I think that's part of it too. Is you have to see what goes well, and it comes down to how well can you market that gene too. I know we grabbed Furrow, and at the time you couldn't find them for under $1,000 on Morph Market, and we grabbed it for $30 as a adult. It was a pastel vanilla Furrow, and bred it out this year. And now I don't see the Furrows moving, and if they're on auction, they're going maybe $50.
It's because the market's turned into do it for me. There's a lot of do it for me. And a lot of people have done that. There's a lot of people got their hands on a lot of really crazy cool snakes during COVID. And next thing you know, they didn't know what they were doing. They just bought crazy cool snakes because the snake market was where to be and how to make money. So the future came, these snakes got a lot bigger. So what happens now is they bred them. Well, cool stuff's coming out, right? So you're starting to see like Desert Ghost Clown on auctions. You're starting to see all this crazy shit on auction because they took double heads and they made these snakes. Well, they're freaking looking at it, but like Justin Gabolka's asking 1,000, and Ozzy's asking 12, and freaking Billy over there, Mutation Duration's asking 1,000. Like, I'm just making numbers up, guys, but so they're like, I'm not them guys, so I'm going to put it on auction. Well, what happens is an auction setting, only certain people are watching it that day. It's like not everybody's lucky enough to just sit there and be like, oh, an auction's going on. I'm going to check this out. So it depends on the week, whatever. Somebody might be working, but might have paid the extra money. So it sells for 500. Well, say 5,000 people watch that auction sell for 500. So everybody then goes, oh, fuck, I'm not buying them. I'm not paying more than $500 for a Desert Ghost. But I got to throw an auction going. And some other guy goes, well, dude, 500 sounds better than nothing. So they throw their Desert Ghost up next. Yeah. And the next thing you know, it's a train of these Desert Ghosts. Well, guess what? They're going to run out because they're not easy to make. And then that's when the market goes flip. It's going to flip back forth, might back up to $1,000. Who knows? New people are going to get in. They're not going to see this low right now, this market. So they're not even going to know the low. They don't know the high of COVID. They don't know the low before COVID. So they're literally like, whatever the market is they come in on is what the market's going to be. But right now, you're trying to sell snakes and you got good ones. Don't put your best snakes up for auction because guess what? Why are you keeping your 52 freaking snakes that are $5 in your bins and you're putting your best snake up because it's a strike of $500 quick? It makes no sense.
We better behave now. We better behave.
I'm glad he got on when we started talking about the Bang holdback shit because that man right there knows the agony of this more than anybody talking about a new project and holding shit back to progress forward. So
yeah, it's a thing.
Yes.
Share some wisdom, Nate. It's good to see you, bro.
Yeah, so I just figured I'd pop in. I got a few minutes. I'd pop in and say hello to everybody. What's up, Greg?
What up?
So I missed what you guys were talking about, but clearly it had something to do with holdback.
We were talking shit.
We were talking about it. Jeremy called me last night when they were talking about the show, and he was talking about the Bang projects he was doing. And I told him, basically, when he called me, I said, Jeremy, are you prepared to hold back holdbacks? Like, and he was like, yeah. And I'm like, no, Jeremy. I'm talking about if you hit 5 Bang Xanthic T's case, because no whatever guessing what Jeremy's doing with Bang at first. So he's making Bang head TSKs and combos. I said, now what happens if you do it to 2 girls and you hit back 8 males? I said, you realize not one of them can be sold. And he went silent on me.
I know. I did because all right. Here's the thing. I know my luck sucks.
Right.
But I never thought it's like, you know what? My luck could just possibly suck that bad that would happen. But after John said it, it's like, you know what? He might be right. That would happen to me.
So he went silent, and I'm sitting there just like, oh, fuck, he never thought about this. And I said, Jeremy, you're stuck holding all of them males until you make the bang exantics.
Yep, and it's true.
And he said, fuck. He goes, like, because you sell that to one guy who has a TSK or an army of TSK cool ass shit. He just crushed you in your project. It's over.
Yep.
You're sitting there going, motherfucker, he just made the TSK bang clown 3 years before I did because he had the visuals and everything else to do this shit with.
Yep.
So it's a real reality when you have a project that
Yep.
you know, and it's hard.
Stop buying heads, Jeremy.
Oh, dude, I got the visuals.
It's not just about the Bang project, guys. I just got off another live. We were just talking about the same thing. Like,
Right.
Don't put people, like, you spend all the time making an animal. Don't put somebody at the exact same level as you.
Yep.
You're creating your own competition. What is the point in that? Right? And if that means, and if you can't hold those animals, then don't breed them. Right?
Or don't
Breed
bring many-
what you be willing to hold back that whole thing. Right? Don't just make animals for the sake of making animals. You know, especially if you're focused enough to work a project and want to see it through. There's no point in having 10 other people by the time you get there doing the same thing, because that's what's going to happen.
Because what could happen, and like I said, this is another thing on the flip side. If Nate wasn't as passionate about this bang project as he is, Nate does have the firepower to literally make 300 bangs a year. And he would basically control the market on everything. A couple of us would be trickling a couple of them out there. He'd be able to say the price. And then say Nate goes, I don't really care about freaking all the rest of you guys that I invested in this bang project. I'm going to sell them for $300, you sons of bitches. And he just does it, right? And he just literally, he crushes everybody. Somebody might have spent 10 grand on a bang on him last year. What does that do? It's a reverse backhand to them. It's a reverse backhand to you, Jeremy. It's one to me. It's one to Chris. We're all like just sitting there like, thank God somebody like Nate has what is the dignity he has to let people, like I said, to move along in that project. Well, what that comes with is guys like me telling audiences or telling people that want to get in a high-end project the same thing so we all can move together. Basically, Jeremy's going to do TSK. I'm going to mess with Clown Ghost. Nate's going to do a little bit of freaking everything. Chris is going to do Clown Pie, Blaze, whatever. And basically, all move in unison.
Yep.
Don't overbreed it. If we don't overbreed it, we can't destroy it that fast. It's everything gets destroyed over time.
I think, and I think too that this is where also it sucks that that the main animal that we're speaking about in Greg's instance, it sucks to an extent that it's a female because it takes him so much longer. But on the flip side, it also helps him because now he can't go and run that animal to 3 or 4 animals in 1 year and sink himself real quick because of the crap odds if he would end up bad odds.
It also gives him time to really, really think about what he's going to do. Like tonight, like I put him on the spot. I just want to see what he said. And he was like, exactly. It's for today is odd. And it's allowed to be odd. Who cares? It's not ready. So you got literally another year or two to really think about it. And by another year or two, you get all kinds of more knowledge. Like I said, you'll breed stuff. You might see something that pops out them. You might think has to be in that animal. And that might be the animal. You go, aha, that's the animal going to that snake. Trust me, when I got into the Bang Project, I'm a wild person. Nate knows me very well. It took, like I said, we had many conversations, but it didn't take for him long to go, John, this is something different. You have to think about this. And I went, okay. And I'm like, I'm going to put it to this. I'm going to put it to that. I'm going to make this. And this is going to be the coolest snake ever. And Nate's sitting there going, oh, fuck. All right, John, let's start this. And like I said, it's true stories. And he literally was like, all right, reel back in. We know you can do all that. We know you can do. You have some of the coolest ass freaking female snakes ever. But we're not going to do that, right? And I'm like, but why? And then basically it was like, you're going to hold them all back? Do you want somebody to have a freaking super bang, freaking blah, 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 blah? No. Dude, what if you make 5 males? Oh, yeah, you can't sell any of them, buddy. You get to look at all freaking whatever, all that money, whatever you think it is sitting in them bins and go, food time, put more into you, food time. And I'm not going to breed a damn one of them.
I just drop them back. Just drop them off at Nate's house.
He don't got the room. He's in the same boat. Then we ran into, not issues, but we ran into unexpected things. Like some of this bang stuff, we did it to certain genes to see what it did. So what we did then is running some walls because guess what? Nothing's ever been done in that. There's no book we can open and be like, well, that's the Bang freaking blah, blah, blah mahogany. That's the Bang GHI freaking pastel fire. We can't, there's nothing to do. But guess what? We know it's different. We don't know if something came in attached on the damn gene. We don't know if something was different in the female. So what happens, man? It's a layaway. You're putting that bitch in that drawer, freaking whether it's Bang or not. You might be feeding literally a $30 snake and not a $30,000 snake. But you can't do shit with it until you know.
I can show you a rack of those if you'd like.
John already showed us his.
In the corner is that.
Yeah, show me yours. I'll show you mine.
There's 32 pins in that. There's literally probably 10 snakes in there that I know is like, holy shit. They would have been my holdbacks. The rest of them snakes, I have to sit here and go, we'll get the bag. Maybe we won't. Maybe
I'm still a little stuck on. I'm still a little stuck on DG Clown, like how fast that went down. I mean, that's a double recessive.
Did it though, Chris? Chris, that combo had been around for what, 10 years?
The DG Clown, I think, was made
already. It held for a while. It held in there for a while.
But that's my point. You say how fast it went down, but it didn't go down fast.
From when I got it, yeah.
Yeah, because that's, Chris, that's just you.
I got it on the drop.
If anybody ever wants to catch a gene on the way down, ask Chris what he's buying. He is a master at figuring out what combo is going down.
Let me add to that.
He's gorgeous, though.
The reason Chris is a master at buying the gene on the way down is because Chris looks for the deal. And when he saw the deal, he said, I have to have it because I never sold one that cheap. But guess what happens after that? You're going to see the next one cheaper. And it's going to get cheaper and cheaper.
Man, it went from 6 to 4 to 2.
As soon as you see a gene online, literally start getting into 20 plus of the same exact genetics, and they're all priced around the same, guess what? It's not that rare anymore. You're right. Like, guess what? If you put a whatever Desert Ghost, and we'll just pull it a crate, Blackhead, Desert Ghost, Blackhead, Clown, Head, Pied. Well, that's going to still fetch some good money, man. That's still going to be like a $3,500 snake because I'm sure there's not 150 of them floating around just on Morph Market, right? So that's the kind of shit. Like, and that's blurring the lines. People don't understand. Like, quality genes, investment genes, rare genes. They are not just cool snakes, and they're not pet snakes. And once people can start figuring that shit out, and I think that's where this is all going to start to head soon. We're going to be in trouble. The market is going to be upside down for right now because people just like think like, oh, I saw this sell for that, so this must be worth that. I'm guilty of it too.
Well, the other thing is too, and John, you brought this up yesterday as well, and I think Nathan had said it maybe to you too. I can't remember. Anyway.
Yep.
Right now, the time to
get back to quality.
Yeah,
he is gorgeous.
Quality snake, and it is a better looking Desert Ghost Clown than a lot out there. It's gorgeous. So what you do is work on how to make that snake better, right? You add your codoms, you make your double heads, and you got to go basically reverse engineer off that snake backwards to go forward again. That's
he's a busy boy.
Take that into some banging ass clowns. Take that into this. Take that into that. What happens though? All them racks behind you happen because that's all holdback shit now.
Well, the thing is, like we had said yesterday, right now isn't the time to be trying to release in a big expensive new gene like Bang, or if what Greg has, actually is genetic and he can reproduce it and stuff. It's not the time to be releasing that high end stuff right now because people aren't wanting to spend that kind of money at the moment. The majority of people, there are people that do want to do it. But I mean, in my opinion, it's kind of, it's not exactly that market right now. Now's the time to be making the shit.
A market will find level. It always will. It'll find its level. The thing is, there's even if some of these Bang animals are online right now, there are some pretty heavy hitter Bang stuff. Now, granted, they have a price tag, but to me personally, some of it shouldn't even be released yet because again. Yeah. There's not many people out with it, and it is a great investment. If somebody had the $15K or whatever some of these things cost, it is a hell of an investment. You will make it back, but guess what? You have to be dedicated, and you have to be patient, and you have to have like the mentality of you have to hold some of this shit back, or you're going to destroy your own project. No different than you, Jeremy. Like I said, I don't have TSK. So Triforce can't make Bang Head TSK. It's just not a thing that I can do. So I can never make that snake until I go, I need a Jeremy Warfel TSK Bang. I don't know about Nate. Nate's in the same kind of boat with that kind of stuff. But I have BPI, maybe you don't, and say you want that one. Guess what? You got to come to me or Nate or who, like I said, whoever did the BPI. There's going to be a literally small little handful of people.
Yeah.
And that's where it kind of, like I said, that's kind of where you want to keep it. Like, yeah, we could do everything, but where are you going to get? You're going to get nowhere, right? You're just going to have a bunch of freaking racks like that sitting over there going, oh, I got some of the coolest snakes in the world, but I can't. Nobody can have them. I'm feeding them, by the way, and it's cost me thousands a year. And I'm just, it's a way to make yourself go bankrupt.
It is, and here's like the reason why I wanted to ask Greg what his plan on it was just because, I put a decent amount of thought behind what my plans were and how I was preparing for the Bang stuff. Between you, John, and Nathan, like I've talked to you guys a lot about that and my plans and direction and everything. But it was that conversation with you, John, yesterday that hit a spot that I thought of, but never really put a whole lot of thought on that hasn't been hit yet. And it's like, you know what? This is maybe the perfect place to drop this.
Yeah.
We've got a good candidate right here because I think that he's got something going on with that one snake. So it was one of those, it's like, you know what? This might be that perfect time to drop this, see what your thoughts, what your plans were, and maybe get some juices flowing and get some thoughts of maybe something you didn't think of already or that you haven't thought of yet to think, prepare, and how to plan. Because I think you're going to find I would be surprised if that didn't prove out to be something, but I think you're going to have a crap ton of holdbacks for a while.
Perfect.
But that's where I'm glad it's a female too, where it's going to be that one clutch and you're not trying to go 5, 10, 20 clutches deep in 1 year.
Yeah.
He said it perfectly. Like anybody watching, if you got something you're working on, you don't think a lot of people are working on, hold some of that stuff back a little while. Like I said, maybe you made 3 males. Don't be in a rush to push it out there. And I guess unless you're like totally out of room and stuff, but again, it's kind of, I wouldn't do it if you want to make the project, move forward. Yeah. I've seen it happen so many times.
Hi, Charlie.
What's up, Charlie? But it just happens, and I think that's a lot of what's wrong with the market right now. I think a lot of people are just letting too good of stuff just fly because they got 2 or 3 of them. They literally didn't want to wait for a market to come back or correct, and they just trying to get as much money back. I get it, man. Freaking, like I said, these things need to eat. They don't eat for free. We got to get as much money back as we can sometimes. Sometimes shit hits the cutting room floor. But don't put your best of the best stuff out there because guess what? At that point, you just made somebody equally as good as you were. And that's now you got to battle just them, let alone the other 30,000 breeders in the country. Now you make your life hella hard.
And it was also something. Now Greg's at a different spot on this one because of how he got acquired his. But when I got the Bang from Nate, he told me flat out. He goes, this is what you're getting in at now. Who knows what the prices and market may do as time goes on until you're ready to actually release this stuff. But depending how your odds are and everything, but just be prepared that prices may come down a little, but like he just put it in the financial perspective of it for me. And I'm sure I really butchered your words of wisdom and advice there, Nate, because I just suck with words, but there's a lot that goes into all of this virgin territory.
I mean, Greg, unfortunately, I didn't get to see the animal we were talking about, but
dude, it's freaking nuts. Go get it.
Oh, you didn't have to.
Yeah, go get it.
This is something you should see it. Like it's badass. Like,
and how did he get it?
Outback reptile bag, basically.
Yeah,
10 snake ball bag.
So it's a import dinker.
Good old Ian.
Yep.
That's a normal.
Yeah, send it over here. I'll take it.
Nathan will take it off your hands, Greg.
Yeah, you should just send it over.
The head's really cool.
$15.
And it has a penis on it.
Freaking Chris.
Right there.
Clearly,
Right,
you're
wait.
excited.
Right there.
Right by my finger.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, rub your thumb on it.
Female, you said?
Yeah, female.
So that's exciting. I mean, listen, enjoy it. You know what I mean? It is a lot more. I think everybody, when they get in this hobby, I think everybody wants to get something new and work a gene that's theirs, right? And I think that's great. But you need to keep perspective that it's going to be a grind, and you're going to grind by yourself for a long time, right? And you're going to have a million people telling you that animal's nothing and that animal's something else, and that listen, man, just enjoy it, stick to your lane, do your thing, keep quiet, right?
Just do it. And like
Just
you said,
do it. And then try to enjoy it along the way, man. You know what I mean? It's the best thing I can tell you, you know.
stick to your little close core people like you just said, that trust and whatever, talk to about. Like, you need advice for certain things. But like I said, the world's always gonna be against you for whatever reason. Jealousy, hatred, they don't have it. Like, somebody's gonna have something to say. They're gonna tell you, oh, that's just a freaking another whatever.
Hurricane.
Hurricane, right? Oh, it's a hurricane because it looks like one. Or they'll tell you everything. Oh, you'll have somebody tell you some hobby, bro. Like, people are just crazy.
They'll have you
That's a
they'll tell you
cypress.
it's an orange dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got people all the time like, oh, I made something like that. It's even better.
Yep.
Okay.
I had somebody at a show one time tell me, "Oh, I think I got that Bang stuff in my collection." Popped up.
It's just
I'm like, really?
popped up.
Even though it came from one animal, that's interesting. Kind of crazy.
You'll face all that doing all that shit. Different in the animal. Me and you, Greg, with the washer and shit. That showed you the animal that came from. Like I said, I gave that to you because, like I said, I trust it. If it does do something, it's a great building block of something crazy cool.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's see what it does. It looks different regardless, whatever. If it doesn't do that, it has something going on.
Yeah, and even by itself, she's a great girl.
It's a dinker project, and like I said, I cut one loose. Like I said, you got her. We talked about it, and I talked to you about why and everything. And so, like I said, it's another snake that can like go take you to another channel.
Yeah.
With the babies, you might pop one out of it, like, oh shit, didn't see that coming. So
wake up one morning and she's totally different.
You could be.
Enjoy it, and honestly, do not make your decisions based off financial things. As soon as you do that, it's gonna in order to stay focused and do what's best for the project, you cannot let financial things get involved in that decision making. It'll lead you off course every time.
Yep. I love talking about Bang. I love whatever with Bang, but I literally live by Bang does not even exist here right now because I'm not willing really to get rid of any right this minute. I'll know when the market's right. Basically, we'll know. Nate and I will talk, and we'll talk to some other guys. Gavin across seas, like I said, the community is strong with that. We'll know when basically it's like, okay, time to drop this and time to drop that. Until that day, the Bangs don't exist. They're here. I'm making cool stuff. Trust me, man, it's coming. But
tucked away in the corner.
It's not here today. It's just I'll act like they're non-existent.
The other thing is too is that you've got to have a good support group around you, like a good group of guys that even if you start like that you can go to and you can bounce ideas off of, and they will give you their honest, good thoughts and opinions on what maybe you need to do, or like that support group is a big thing.
Yeah, you need someone to call you an idiot.
Don't get me wrong.
You do. You honestly, every group needs to have a Nathan.
Bang's gonna fall into the wrrong hands. We've already noted. Bang already kind of has even a couple people. Bang is going to fall into the wrong hands. Not always going to be able to talk sense in them. Like Nate and I talking. He's like, all right, John, da da da, or Jeremy, da da da. Yep. Like basically, you're gonna have a guy go, well, F that. I need money.
Yep.
Okay, bro. Well, you do what you want, but guess what? I want to make sure I'm far enough ahead in this thing that I made what I need to make before I was the asshole to do it. And that's basically it. I don't need to be that asshole. I'm not that guy. I don't want to ever be labeled that guy. You that guy, dude. I don't care. it's just whatever. See what you do.
Yeah.
That's all.
And it's an investment, man. It's an investment.
It's an investment.
It is.
Take your investment, takes time to pay out.
No different than Chris, right? We just talked about the Desert Ghost Clown, and he bought that at the market. Chris, you want to say what you paid for that thing at the time?
$4,000.
$4,000, right?
I'll be honest with you. I bought that as a want. I bought that as a want. I didn't need it. I wanted it.
They were going for $6,000 to $7,000 at the time when Chris bought that, so it was a steal deal at that time. Well, basically, a year later, they dropped to $2,500. A year and a half later, now they're between $600 and $1,000 on average.
Are they?
Yeah.
Stop, John. You're gonna upset. Look, he's gonna.
Okay.
He just had open heart surgery, John. What are you trying to do to man?
Okay, hold on. Before Chris loses his mind,
I thought males were like $1,500 and girls were like $2,500.
Then you better watch the fucking internet.
Oh my god.
But anyway,
where's my hook? Where's my hook?
But anyway, I'm doing a little square box for you. Chris, this is a perfect example. You see how that motherfucker?
Can I do this plastic razor knife?
You see how that son of a bitch is jumping off the deep end? People. Now listen, he has one of the best looking DG clowns I've ever seen. Now Chris only loses money on that snake if he doesn't take it to some of his cool ass other snakes. It's vanilla freaking blah 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 clown. Blah 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 freaking DGs. Now he makes all them holdbacks. Now Chris can make freaking snakes that have genes that maybe you just can't buy. Chris will get every bit of his $4,000 back out of that snake. The only way he fails if he doesn't fucking breed it, right, Chris? Yeah. Right.
I'll tell you one pairing that I'm excited for is he's going to that TSK vanilla head hypo.
Now see, Chris came back to earth because now we're talking sense. Now he's all happy and confident. He's like, John just told me I'll make money with my fucking
now I need a snack.
Failed investment. But the bullshit is.
Wait, Chris, you're trying to make the snakes Jeremy's making?
Oh no! I don't even think. Does he have a DG clown?
There's two of them. What do you mean? What? Jeremy's two of them. They're breeder size.
I don't have. No. I have double hat. Gigantic DG.
You're such a fucking ass.
Dude, poor Chris just had. Look, poor Chris has a
look at him. He's
scar to his heart.
He's like,
I don't want to be the cause he falls over on the show.
Oh, he ain't got this girl.
Look now, he's going. Ain't got this one. You ain't got that one,
dude. That's a normal. That's a normal.
Yeah, that's probably one of them. That's not a brown ass TSK. I'll tell you that.
We could have had him thinking you had everything in the world. You had freaking everything. You effed the whole damn thing up.
What? Jeremy has a bang clown, head hypo, head pie.
I set it up and you couldn't even knock it down, Jeremy.
God damn.
I'm sorry, guys. I just didn't want to.
When I said two, did you see that man's face? He was like,
well, wait, what? No, I know he's on
poor Greg's over here. Like, this is the most dysfunctional bunch ever.
I know he's doing True Ghost.
I knew what I signed up for.
Greg's part
I know he's got a badass True Ghost mouth. Vanilla True Ghost mouth.
He's part of this dysfunction, man. Whether he knows it yet or not. Welcome to the club.
I'm gonna take my shirt off.
What? That ain't gonna sell DG clowns, bro.
That's gonna make the market go even.
Feel sorry for my scar.
The lace
my war mark.
If anything, man, it was a good example, man. It just showed everybody how not to jump off a bridge like Chris just did. Feel good about your investments, guys.
I'm looking on Morph market.
And also, it was also a very good example of don't compare yourself to other breeders. Or you might also jump off a cliff.
To be fair, I kind of compared him to another breeder.
A good breeder?
Doesn't matter.
Wait, I'm looking at lowest price.
What up, Greg? Thanks for tuning in. Anna, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. And also, I want to give shout out to Charlie. What's going on, dude? So let me run another channel sponsor here, and then we're going to keep on going.
Head on over to Triforce Morphs if you're looking for that missing piece in your ball python breeding project. While you're there, add a little bit of lace or citron to the mix, folks. John and Christine can also hook you up with the crested gecko, so don't forget that. Turn up the heat with Triforce Morphs. If you want to use the best reptile record keeping and tracking software on the market today, scan the QR code or click our partnership link in the description down below for a free 30-day trial of Husbandry Pro. I promise you, you will not regret it.
All right, so
Everybody go
Cupid's PG
and
clown is $1,000.
freaking crazy yourself. Everybody just, Greg's going to flip-flop here over to the fender. Did you already do it, Greg?
It says entering studio. It's kind of stuck right now.
Okay.
Don't
I
be
will say, Beast Morphs has some really nice ones. They
You
got
were
pastel,
stuck, bro.
but they're really cool.
You were about to get deleted.
Why?
Because you're stuck in the freaking. Get off Morph Market. We're running a
We
show
are running
here.
a show here, Chris, a professional show.
My man went down the tunnel, man.
I was
She was
checking.
like,
I was price checking. I was fact checking.
John just said $600 DGs.
Dude, what show were you on? Because now, apparently everybody was watching you.
Don't you worry about it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm about to- What? We can't be the rewatch. We can't be part of the crew. What happened?
How did I?
Jeremy's deleting people.
No, I was trying to get Greg up there, but screens were moving, and I got rid of John, and
He's an up and down motion now. He's got this camera.
Yeah.
Are you gonna yell at him, Jeremy, like you do me? Flip your goddamn camera.
yeah, flip your camera,
There
Greg.
you go,
Well, he
Greg.
might not be able to though.
There you go. Well,
Oh, there we go. There we go. So, Dave,
Look at
what
it.
show were you on?
I was on Keys Breeding for the Future.
oh, okay.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll have to go. I'll have to
Totally
check that
forgot
out.
Yeah, I think for
The
any of you
replay.
guys, anybody in the Bang Project, it'll be a good one. It'll be a good watch for you.
I'm pissed I missed that, damn it.
Yeah, darn it. Damn, Jeremy's show.
No, I didn't know it was going.
All right.
I watched the beginning.
I
of
have
it.
to say this. I had this time slot first. Do
No,
you
that
blame
show started before.
that
That show started at 7 though. It just
Yeah,
went
but it didn't
your
bleed
time.
into my time.
Well, I had to prep. I had to prepare for this show. So
Well, dude, you didn't have to squeeze into no lace tonight, so it's not like you had much prep.
When everybody got time, if you didn't watch, you go back and watch Keys and check out freaking Nate.
I do
For
love
more.
Keys and them guys, so yeah,
Yeah.
everybody definitely do
Good
go
guys.
check out that show on the replay.
they're fun to watch.
I
always enjoy those guys.
It's a good one. I brought Levance out of the Bang closet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sweet. I
Yeah,
can't wait to watch it. I cannot wait.
Now you just need to work on bringing other people out of the closet to come on for here.
that's a whole different topic, buddy.
Probably watch some of it after, probably watch some of it after this show. After this show's over. That's
Awesome.
Chris don't blow me up, freaking call me an asshole, freaking tell him freaking that snakes only worth $600.
Double that. 1,200.
You did miss a good start there, Nate, because John had me all screwed up because we started the show with John wearing a stormtrooper helmet. So he had me all freaking flustered, and then brought Chris out first, saying that he was going to be the more calmer one for the night, and he starts dropping F-bombs right as soon as he hits the screen.
I thought you were talking about Nate. I was like, what the fuck?
Is that working out better for you that way, Greg?
No.
He's flipping that camera around and around.
Yeah.
And around.
Well, the video's clearer.
I was the video is more clear this way. It's almost like he's like
Sure.
it's like he's AI generated now. He's that clear. Interesting.
is weird.
Interesting. It is.
Well, not to cut you guys short, but I got to run. So
Tell you
Don't
what, part timers.
be nice. Be nice to Greg. We want him to come back.
It's too late.
Well, I'm sorry. I did try to come and control them, but clearly it was too late. So I apologize.
Hey, you just pissed us off.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, maybe I meant to piss them off, but I got to jump off, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, Nate. Take care, bro.
Yeah.
So, Greg, my next question for you is, what's your end goal? Like, where do you want to be, 5 years from now? Like, what's your goal for Scaled Paranoia?
I think a lot of it's just trying to get out there more. The first year was definitely an experience trying to get the knowledge with Morph market and all that. Now trying to get out with the shows, not really being known by a lot of the hosts of the shows. So trying to pick up traction with that. I'm just becoming more of a regular with the shows. Easier sales with Morph market just being more well known, and really just growing the social media presence, whether that's Instagram, Facebook, whatever the case is.
Well, you did start the YouTube, which I didn't know you had a YouTube to begin with until it came across my feed the one day. I thought, well, shit, I didn't know you had a YouTube going on.
We haven't done much with it. Really just been when we go to shows, just kind of recording what's at the shows. And then the wife does all the editing afterwards. She does all the uploading with and everything from there. So she's a huge part of that piece.
Okay. I would say, dude, and like my little piece of advice would be, especially with that new gene you're working in, even the Astro stuff too. Use the YouTube to your advantage. Build the hype behind that stuff with the YouTube.
Yeah.
I'll use the carpet pythons as a perfect example. And John and now is when we need Nate with his freaking sound. But I like carpet pythons have been painted in such a bad light, and I think as though the channel has brought a little bit of light to them on how they're not the evil little demons that people think that they are, and you know. I've even seen prices starting to change. Like, I'm not saying that the price is changing as me, but I see people pricing animals at certain ranges, and then I'm pricing them where I feel that they need to be priced at.
Yeah.
And I've been told by several people that the way I portray them, the light that I shed on them, the way I promote them and show them off helps me move them and make them as successful as they have been for here.
Okay.
Like, am I saying that right, John?
Yeah.
Because I know.
Yeah, totally.
Because I know you were one of the people. You and I know Shelly were two people that have told me about. That's been part of my success with them.
Yeah.
Was how I've painted them on YouTube.
You painted them. Yeah, they're good. You painted a good picture with them. They are good animals if you work with them. Like a lot of these snakes are misunderstood, right? Ball pythons they're one of them things that have just been known to be easy. That's why a lot of pet people get into them. They don't have big teeth, and if they do get bit, it don't hurt as bad. Their feed, whatever. Carpets are definitely a different kind of animal. Like I said, it's a little more experienced animal than a ball python for somebody new. But once you get into snakes and you really start understanding them, it's definitely a great animal. Like the room for it, the caging, and you do a great job talking about all that stuff with it. Basically, right? You're not telling anybody to put them in racks and put them in tanks, and you're telling people, look, they're going to take some room, they're going to take heating, and it's a whole other element to them.
Yeah, I think your video last week was great with that. This is the comparison between keeping balls, and this is the comparison between keeping carpets. This is how many ball pythons I can fit in this space versus the 4 carpets I can fit.
That was a great video. It was very informative.
No, I do that video has actually been performing really well, so I do think I'm going to do another video along that guidelines. I know Tara had made a suggestion on a topic, and I might try to hit on that, like some of the startup costs of everything. But I figured that there's a lot of things that people don't think of when they decide, hey, I want to become a breeder. There's a lot of things you got to think about. Like there's a lot, like you can really overwhelm yourself like that, and you didn't like.
Trust me, man. Yeah, you just get out of control quick.
So your new room, are you gonna do the caging the same as what you have behind you? You gonna keep that style? Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna have Ed. Ed's gonna be doing
it up like Nate's.
No. I like this format.
Okay.
Ed's gonna be building at least 3, if not more. I'm almost done drywalling actually at this point.
Nice.
So once I get 2 more sheets up, I'm then up against the wall where I've got to knock the wall down.
Okay.
And then once that wall comes down, then it's balls to the wall to finish everything else up real quick. So I'm looking. I mean, the room might not be fully up and running by end of January, but it's going to be a lot. It's going to be opened up by that point to where
At least it'll
the
be
room
sealed
will be
off.
fully accessible. It's just going to, not be finished yet.
It'll make it fun again too, Jeremy. Like anytime you do changes, and like this is another thing that I don't think we talk about much, is like stagnant. Like not if you just keep everything the same all the time, it's stagnant. Like I love certain times of year, like move racks around. Maybe I'll buy a new rack and like fit it somewhere, and then something else goes out. New thermostats, new whatever. It keeps it fresh, basically. New bedding, new change, or when you change your bedding out, all kinds of new animal comes in, new projects. But if you're doing a room, you're gonna have like a whole new. I could put this here, and I could do this, and I could do that, and it's just gonna get snowballing more excitement.
Yeah.
I just don't like the cramped feeling.
Right.
I like being able to feel like I'd stretch my arms out, not like touch a rack on either side. I mean, that's where I'm at this point. Like,
yeah, like how
You've never been here.
Right. So
with the new layout, I'm excited. I know I was thinking about like the barbecue this year about doing it somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel as though the snake room's going to be finished by then. I almost feel like I've got to have it here just so that way a bunch of people that are excited to see the new look get to actually see the new look.
Oh yeah, man! And showing off your work is always some of the fun parts of this for sure.
So when you take that wall down, are you gonna have racks back to back? Is that what you're gonna do, or you're just gonna have it opened?
I'm still figuring out the logistics of all of it. In all honesty, it will, because here's where I'm at. I don't know what I'm going to make the carpet room. I'm thinking about keeping this current room, making it the carpet room, just because of all the outlets that I have. It makes it a little bit easier, just to be placing enclosures and everything. Just because I've got more options as to where I can plug something in at with needing an extension cord. The other room, I went big time low on the outlets. Like it probably made Lowe's cry that I didn't buy as many outlets this time as last time.
But like the other or that room, you could put in like a little area for like you're taking pictures. Now you got the room to do all that easy access stuff, like your supplies, man. It's gonna be big time, right? You don't have to freaking dig through whatever. They're right there.
Oh, dude, I like the little area where like the steps are coming down.
Yep.
From the upstairs room. That step area, that's all closet space now. So that's going to be beddings going in there, show supplies, like all that stuff.
Well, at your fingertips, man. It's going to make your life so much easier. You're going to be like, oh, gee, let's do this.
But my one plan was have the walls, completely racks and or enclosures, and then have a center line with either racks or enclosures to a certain point. Like maybe put one or two, sets in the middle, because I'll be able to do it at that point with the other half.
Whatever you do, make sure you're doing an area where you can put a big table.
Well, that's going to be the other thing. I want to be able to, I'm going to be putting a nice big desk in there. Like, there's a lot of logistic stuff I've got to figure out. And I've learned that, I've got to get the space opened so I can envision it better. Because right now, I can't envision past that wall. That wall screws me up visually seeing it. So it's a whole big thing. I've got to get through that point and then be like, okay, I can do this, I can do that, because I've also got the my water system and stuff, like the water softener and everything's over in the new expansion area. Okay. So I've got to then make sure, okay, well, whatever I put there, I've got to make sure I can wheel it out of the way, so that way I can still get in there to have access to what I need when I need to put salt in the water softener and all that stuff. So there's some logistical stuff I've got to figure out fully on how I want to implement and deal with.
Taking out the whole wall?
It will be, like where the display windows were?
Yeah.
Or are? Mm-hmm. From the display windows the whole way to, here, I'll just do this. From basically the end of this rack, because you can see, you can kind of maybe see. Here, I'll do this. See the window back there? That's the window into the other room. It will go from there the whole way over to basically where the 50-20 and 55-40 rack is. That whole wall will be gone there.
Okay. I was going to say, like, if you didn't take out the whole wall, could you do a space to and then do rack the rack butted up against the wall? So basically, because you're not going to lose that area anyway if you did rack the rack, where that wall.
Yeah.
So
How's that impact your
and then do a hallway, whatever, passageway through each room, like a big area, because you still got a lot of room between that.
There it is, but I just kind of like it's going to be messy, but at the same token, I like the open floor plan idea.
Just saying, so many different ways. You got a nice layout.
Yeah, if you got the room,
How does it change your ambient at all? Is that going to be harder to control in a bigger room then?
Well, see, that's the one thing. I do have a little portable heater. Keith, Creative, thank you very much for the super chat, dude. Greatly appreciate it. That's the one thing I am slightly concerned about. I do have a portable heater that I can put in there just to keep temps, steady. But I feel that with as good as insulation that I've done on it, because it's got 1-inch foam board insulation up against all the walls. Then you've got the studs, then 1/2-inch foam board, and then the drywall. So you've got a decent amount of insulated area there. I'm thinking that it should hold heat pretty well, because this room itself, the racks keep it at a steady.
Yeah.
Right now it's at like 76, 77, I think, from what I can see. So summertime it might get up to like about a steady 80, but normally spring, summer, winter, fall, you're looking at like that 76 to 80 degrees where this room stays at. So I'm thinking with all the racking, all the enclosures, it's gonna basically just kind of keep itself at its own steady temp. For right now though, once I open it up, it is going to drop a little bit, I feel.
Yeah.
But it's, once I get everything else implemented, everything else in there, I think then it'll start leveling out. But I might have to use another heat source for a little bit. I will say this though. Anybody that wants to do a snake room, whatever size you think you want to do, double it. Just freaking double it.
There you go. As much room as you can dedicate to it, because like I said, this should get out of control quick if you let it.
Yeah.
Well, Keith, thanks again, dude, for the super chats.
Yeah.
Man, thank you very much, bro.
Yeah.
That's the other, like, it goes back to the species thing. Like, Greg's doing the hog noses, and luckily they don't take up nearly as much room as like the carpets do. Like, basically the whole. Like the balls did determine I needed a little bit more space. Doing the bang project determined I definitely needed more space.
Yep.
The carpets determined that most of all, though,
Right.
Yep.
Because I've got those. That's just 3 there. I've got 3 others in the 55-40 rack that are ready. They're still a little bit small for the full size adult racks, but they'll be fine moving into them at this point.
Yeah, dude, 2 stacks of them cages is literally what's that?
Dude, that's
80 snakes. You can have 80 ball python breeders where you have 6 snakes.
Yeah.
Right. So it is all about space.
Yep, it boils. But here's the thing, though, too, and it comes down to the whole thing about space and thinking ahead on it. Is I can only house that many snakes in there, but those snakes, how many babies do those snakes produce?
Again, right.
Between two, like I've got Celeste and I've got Lagatha right now. Celeste is Chris's girl, so she's not here full time, but she's here for breeding season. Those 2 girls alone all but filled up a 1075 rack just between the 2 of them.
Yep.
So like you've got to think of the adults take this much space up, but then you've got to house the babies. And you've got them until they move. Which, folks, by the way, there is only 1 baby jungle carpet left, so jump on it. I'll be sad to see him go, but at the same token, I'll kind of be ready and happy that I can just focus on my holdbacks from this season and calm them. Well, I don't want to, like, they're not even that bad. I've got one that's a little jerk though. I've got one of them that's a standout jerk, and he needs an attitude adjustment.
That could be a whole other topic one day, man. Talking about doing this and then overdoing this.
Yes.
It's the number one reason most people leave this hobby. It's because they get in too deep.
That's the other.
Yep.
That's the other thing too, and I'm going to bring this back to Greg.
Yeah.
Like you started off, you were around like 80 snakes. You dropped it down to 50. Now you're like, what you say, like 68, I think, something like that. 68, 70.
Yeah.
Is that including hogs?
That includes 4 hogs, yeah.
Okay. So your wife helps you a lot with it, right? Correct?
Yeah.
So you're able to handle a decent you're able to handle a decent amount with 2 of you working at it, and like as long as you guys have that teamwork aspect, and she doesn't try to like kill you off and feed you to the snakes or something if you piss her off one day. But like, I mean, you've got that ability to be able to handle a little bit more because there is 2 of you. It's just like John and Christine, they're a perfect working team.
Yeah. And the kids usually want to help too, which helps.
So here's
that's a big plus. Then if you got kids that are willing to help and they actually do a decent job with it.
So this would be one of the questions I ask a new person, like really getting into starting breeding. How many baby spots do you have currently right now available for babies?
If we look this year, we could do probably 64.
64. So basically, then you would have to say, I'm not going to breed any more than 7 to 8 snakes. Just get lays 10, one lays 6, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So basically, that'd be your project goal number. Basically, 7 to 10, whatever in that range. A lot of people don't think about that, believe it or not. Like they don't think about that at all. Like I've seen people go out and buy 30 breeders, do all kinds of stuff, and I go, how many racks you got for babies? Oh shit, I got a 16 bin, and I got this. I'm like, dude, do you realize if you breed even just half of them, you're literally looking at 150 babies? And like it doesn't hit home because, like I said, they freak out when the time comes. Now they don't got the space. It's $150, like I said, or whatever, not 150 snakes. It's going to take roughly $150 to $200 a feed every week.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, without the name yet to sell the snakes, they start getting into basically feed debt, which is a real thing too. And like, there's nothing worse than having a ton of freaking stuff you got to feed and you're not moving it because it starts feeding into your personal money or whatever. You might only have so much of that. So what happens is that's why you also see snakes also fly off the market so fast because people can't take care of them. So what they do is basically, I don't care, just give me whatever. I'll take anything. Just get them out of my house. Get them out of my house. Then, breeder my size, we're all guilty of this stuff because literally it happens. You want to keep $10 snakes in tubs. You got $300 snakes in tubs, $500 snakes in tubs, etc. But it's not worth shit if it's not moving. So basically, a $50 snake turns to $25, $200 snake turns to $100. Yeah. I'll take 50, bro. You want 4 more? You know what I'm saying?
You get a snake. You get a snake. You get a snake.
It really does start getting that way. And like, I really took that on account this last year, and I went, market this. I got to be a little bit smarter with certain things. But a lot of people like go in guns ablaze, and they have no idea. I don't have the baby racks, and they not prepare for the food. They can't get the food.
And the other thing we've kind of done is I'm starting to grow out the ASFs that we're breeding. So every litter, I'll hold a couple aside and just start a new tub of them, just because eventually we're going to need them.
You're preparing for the future, like you should do. You're hitting that A, B, C, D, because you got to look at the shit in that way. Where's the food coming from? Do I have a guy like me? I have a rack guy. I can order 5,000 or I can order 1,000. He's been pretty good for the last decade, but don't get it twisted. It costs me. You know what I'm saying? Like, So basically, like I'll have a $900 food bill, and sometimes a $1,200 food bill, and sometimes a $500 food bill, depending what's here. And maybe snakes didn't sell that week or that month, and I'm going, oh shit, I got to reach back into the snake fund money, and thank God we do it smart enough where it keeps going back. Because once it doesn't, that's when the trouble comes. Next thing you know, collections for sale. Because once a ball falls off, whatever, just one bad thing starts happening. You know how this goes. Everybody does. One bad thing happens. What's happened? The next bad thing happens.
Yeah.
Number 3. Now it becomes a string of shit. Now comes depression. Now comes fucking I don't care. Freaking take it all. Like this isn't worth it anyway. And you see a ton of people do this shit, and they'll tell you how shitty the snakes are, how shitty the snake market are. They're putting this noise into new people's heads that are coming in, and just because they didn't get their shit together does not mean this sucks. And that's the whole point of it all. Like, it's not that way if you basically line it up, man. Freaking think about the future. How many babies do I have? How many this do I need? How much rats do I need? How many
feed them?
Shit, you might not have the bowls. Oh fuck, they're freaking $75 for a pack of whatever. You might need 3 packs of them. Well, that's another freaking $200 off the freaking chart, and all that shit just keeps adding up.
Honestly, the best thing we found this past year, it's like a red Solo cup, but it's a giant water bowl.
Okay.
And I think they were like $10 for a 50 pack on Amazon.
You're shaking, knocking them little bastards over plastic? They're not knocking them over?
No, because the water, they're sturdy enough, and once you have the water weight in there, they just sit.
Killer, man.
They've been great.
Yep.
So you breed your own rodents?
Yeah.
So like, how many are you making a week, or?
The rats have been hit or miss right now with the cooler weather. The ASFs have been just off the charts, though. And I look almost every week, and there's a whole new litter of babies going on, and they're dropping about 15 to 20. So they grow up. It's enough to feed the babies, and then the rats are pretty much going to anything bigger.
Okay. So what are your colonies like? What do you got your colonies for the soft furs?
I pretty much keep a 4.2 just in case something happens to that first male. There's a backup male there rather than try to introduce a male to an established group.
Okay.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
They're supplementing some of the food just in case you do run out. Talk to me. I got a guy. Like I said, maybe you got a person. There's not a lot of rat breeders out there. Like a lot of people are always like, "Oh my God!" Some of the rat breeders won't take on new people because it might not be enough. It might not be whatever, or just connections, or just out of stock. You know what I mean?
You breed rats too?
Yeah, we have rats too.
Okay.
We probably have about 35 breeder rats going right now. So.
Sweet.
All right. Nice.
Now, what do you have those in? Do you have them in like a shed or?
No. So, as weird as it is, we found like almost like a chicken coop, but it's a little bit lower. It's maybe 2 feet tall, and they just run around in there, and they have hides in there, and each group of when they have the babies, they'll go in a little hide and they'll just kind of nurse in there.
Oh wow,
that's different. Yeah, that's cool.
That's different.
But they pretty much have a nice little free roam. It's probably about a 6x4x2.
Hopefully you don't get one loose.
Yeah, that's what the cat's for.
Oh yeah, well,
everybody got away, man. If it works,
I had one loose for like 9 months. It was hell.
Yep. That way's working, kill it, man. Freaking do it up.
He likes to bring us presents in bed at 2, 3 in the morning some nights.
Oh, I bet your wife loves that.
So you're not breeding enough to feed your collection yet?
We are now, yeah.
Oh yeah? Oh okay,
yeah.
Good.
No. Oh, go ahead, John.
No, I was gonna say one day, hopefully, you can breed rats again somewhere. Not here though.
Yeah.
Not here.
Same.
Not
so as we're getting here on the home stretch here, I figure we'll take it till 10:30 here. A little extra long one tonight. What have been like if you're doing the rodents and everything? So you've got to have some challenges that you've had throughout your time with the snakes, the rodents. What were some of the big challenges that maybe some people thinking about breeding rats or even the snake aspect of it? What are some of the challenges that you've had to overcome, or maybe rethink the situation a little bit on?
I think the first one's the rats. Just kind of keeping track of their age and their litter sizes wasn't really something I had put much thought into, but you can see as they get up there in age, they start producing less, litter sizes start getting less, and having a decent thought of when that turnaround time is to replace those breeders. And on the snake side,
6 months.
Yeah, 6 months, 9 months. The first group we did was probably about a year, and that was the point where we really saw that slowdown. And we thought, well, it's winter, maybe it's just the cooler months impacting it, but it was a combination of the two for sure. And then snake side, I think the big challenge is if you see someone getting out, not taking on more than you can chew. It's quick. It's easy to pick up 20, 30 on the cheap. but making sure you have the space for it and that you have the feeders to supplement it, because if not, you can go upside down real quick too.
Yes.
Yep.
I see that a lot. It's hard. Like you said, snakes are there. They're awesome prices. Like your brain starts thinking, man, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this.
Yep.
But when you literally bring it in, you just got to realize whether you buy an ARS freaking 40 or sea serpents, they all equal out to about the same price, no matter how you really go. Shit ain't, especially if you're buying new. So that really, them cheap snakes didn't really just save you a bunch of money. It just cost you a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What rack are you using, Greg?
Pretty much everything right now is V70s or V40s.
Okay.
And I think the other part too is once you have those babies, how do you move them?
Yep.
Because if they're not selling on Morph Market, do you have Craigslist? Do you have Facebook Marketplace? Do you have access to shows? Or do you just get stuck sitting on them because you don't know how to move them?
Now,
That's one thing I think a lot of people don't analyze enough. In all honesty.
Craigslist was my jam back in the day.
Craigslist still exists.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
think
honestly,
Jeff's
I don't
still
even
on
know if
there.
Craigslist is even around anymore.
Jeff's
But-
still on there, dude. He's like the king.
Do they still put animals on Craigslist? No
Yes.
shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do they sell on there, Greg? Like,
I don't know.
It's more or less the same as listing it on Facebook. You'll get a lot of tire kickers, and then every now and then you'll get something serious.
I know how it was 14 years ago trying to put animals on Craigslist. I can't imagine with the freaking scam bots and everything now.
Yeah, they used to-
holy shit.
They used to boot you off too.
I probably have about 25 listed on Craigslist right now, and I actually haven't had to deal with the spam bots at all, surprisingly.
That's crazy.
I don't know if they got better controlling them or what.
Yeah, I know it was crazy even back all them years ago. Just scams, just trying to get you. Oh, meet me here, and like they wouldn't want to, nobody show up, and
Yeah.
screw
I used to sell on Fauna Classifieds.
Jesus, man, you're showing your age now.
Yeah, back in the day. That was before Morph Market. It was Fauna and Craigslist.
It was Fauna and
King Snake. Yep.
Yeah. And Craigslist.
Every selling platform has its price point, I feel.
Right.
And Morph Market, you're looking at putting on. I mean, now I have at this point everything on Morph Market. I've got everything on my Husbandry Pro store. But certain animals move better at certain price points at each individual platform.
Right. You
So
got
I think that's
show snakes. Show snakes is a thing.
Yep.
Even good snakes, I even consider some of that stuff show snakes because basically people don't see that kind of stuff at shows, so they're more drawn to it, of course. Shows is where we do move 80% of our animals. I say I sell about 20% on Morph Market. I'm also just now starting to get better with posting stuff on Morph Market. But now, with the shipping being lower and everything, now it makes it more worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because we were looking at like $75 no matter what we put up on average before Darian did the whole Morph Market lower price thing. Now you can get into like that $30, $40, $50 shipping.
Yeah.
It makes a lot more sense for somebody to buy a $100 snake.
Game changer.
Yeah, big time. Before I was like, I had the mentality like, I'm not gonna put anything on Morph Market unless it's $500 plus.
Especially if you're going coast to coast.
But that's not the stuff we're really selling right now anyway. So it's like, put it down $100 snake, get the shipping for a good price, and boom, they're out the door.
But see, that's the thing though, with the cheaper shipping now, the cheaper animals make a little bit more sense to put on there too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Yes, I'll put a bunch of $100 animals up now, $75, even $65 animals. I'll even throw in Morph Market, which I never would have done before.
Who's going to buy
a $65 animal with $100 shipping?
Yeah.
So what I noticed with the cheaper animals, like $35 animals, I've gotten messages. People will buy like 5 and then put them in this, for the same shipping.
You run the
So they pay
risk.
1 shipping and they'll get 5 animals.
The only thing with real cheap animals I've found, you run the risk of dealing with some real clowns.
yes.
More clown people. Like, they get weird, man. Cheaper snakes sometimes, I think, are bigger problems. Like, they're the people that want 85 extra pictures. They want you to drop it from 35 to 25. They want free shipping. It's like, Whoa. They want you to take a payment plan on $100 snake, so you got to be careful with all them. I spend literally just as much time dealing with them kind of people as I do with people who are like easy breezy, but like, bro, I want that snake. I'm like, great. How much is shipping? Great, done, shipped. Review, done. They're the best people in the world, of course.
Yeah, buy now. They're the best.
They're the best. But like, I've had some issues like $100 snake. Dude, take a payment plan. Take a what? How long? 60 day. I'm not even making this shit up. I'm like, whoa. What are we talking about here? We're not even talking about $10 a month at that point. Like, what the freak? But it happens, man. People are out there like that. They're crazy.
We've been the flip side of that, where we've had something up for like 150, and someone will pay it in full, and then it comes time to ship it, and they go, "Oh, well, would you hold that 150 for this $2,000 snake?"
Yes.
We're like, "No, well, I can't give you another payment for 30 days. I'm not going to hold a 2,000 snake for $150."
I have had so many people try to flip a sale of a snake because I put something else on, flip that money into something else.
Yeah, and
like,
that's what we run into the most.
For 2 months because of weather or whatever the thing is. Like, well, I just seen you posted this. Can I take that money and put it towards this snake? Absolutely not. Like, because now I had snake could have sold 15 times over.
Yep.
Like, you want to buy that snake, we have no problem. We'll do a payment plan if it's out of the price range, but I'm not taking 150 for this animal and putting it on the $600 animal.
Yeah.
And people get pissed. They're like, well, why not? I'm like, I've been feeding this son of a bitch for 2 months for you because I had like 10 people could have bought this damn snake. And now you don't want it because you want to hire one. You're still only now give me another payment plan on for 60 days? Oh, hell no. No.
And then you'll post something better than that, and then they'll want to transfer the money over to that one, and then you just end up never losing the snake.
The thing that bothers me is like people, asking payment plans on snakes that you put for sale.
Yeah,
they're on sale for cash. Not
mind or high when they hit my TOS, which is basically 500 and over. Even if a snake's on sale at say $600, I will give a 30-day payment plan. It is a $600 animal. I know money's hard. Trust me, we all got whatever. So I'll do that, but I don't want to do a payment plan on a $150 animal that I just have for $300.
Yeah.
And for 30 days or whatever. Like, dude, it's already half price. It's the lowest one you're going to find. And now you want to do a payment plan? No, bro, I got 3 shows coming up. Like,
well, at that point, too, if you can't afford to do that $150 up front, can you really afford to take care of the animal properly?
That does scare me, too. Right. It's, I can't police everybody on what they're doing. I know some of these snakes get sent to not so great places. And then there's other ones that are going. I'm like, freaking yeah, man. I'm glad that dude got it. So,
yeah, Tara's right.
100%, Tara. 100%.
You put a deposit on, that's yours.
Yeah,
and that's also where I've ended up. Like, I have my terms of service where your deposit is non-refundable. Like, you can whatever reason you come up with under the sun. Sorry, like that deposit is mine then. If you're going to jump out of the animal.
Yep, I have done deposits back. I regret some of them because it was really a smack in the face. Thought I was being whatever, like, oh my God, their grandmom died or whatever. I learned quick. These people are shitty. They'll lie. Yeah. They'll do whatever. Like, they found another snake on Morph Market. In the meantime, they want to take that money for that. Like, that's what online is. Like, the more you do, the more you see. That's all. You just gotta monitor yourself and like how you talk to everybody and stay professional, but you gotta stay firm on some of your stuff too, because people will take you for a ride.
Yes. The other thing we noticed too is usually on the cheaper stuff, we'll get the 5-6 months down the road. Hey, the snake passed away. What can you do for me?
Right.
I want my money back, and it's been out of our control. Nothing we can do with it. We don't know how you were keeping it, how you were feeding it.
Yeah, I've had it happen a couple times. Like I said, I've done a couple different versions. I've given somebody replacement snakes, germicate test. I just did it, which I was doing the way I did it because I got told the day after at 8. Like, are you kidding me? You just took 2 snakes from me, and then you told me the snake 8. Oh, great! Like, the information you gave me on the snake, I did what you told me. Now at 8. I don't know if they're watching or not, but hey, son of a bitch. But anyway, like, don't give back my 2 snakes or nothing, but that's me being who I am. There are people that literally have called me 4 months later and be like, Oh, my snake died. But what'd you have it in? Oh, I had it in a freaking 10-gallon tank, and it was on cocoa. I had an overhead lamp. It was a 100-watt bulb. First mistake. We're done. Okay, you killed it. You fried the damn thing. You put it in a tank. You know how low that things are. 100 freaking watt bulb. Shoot, poor thing.
No thermostat.
So, can you give me another snake? Absolutely not. 6 months later, man.
Yeah.
Like, you called me within a day. Like I said, you took it home, blah, blah, blah. You didn't leave it out in the car and freeze and whatever. We'll talk. I want to see the snake, though. I want to see what happened. Like, people are shitty, man. They can be. But like I said, sometimes shit happens. I get it. And we'll talk about it when everything's case circumstantial. I guess that's the bottom.
Yeah. It's one of those things, you know, shit happens. Like, it does. But then there's shit that happens that could have been definitely prevented.
Totally prevented.
Yeah.
We had people literally buy snakes off us in winter, come back into the show, and this is no bullshit. Leave the snakes out in the car. I see these people walking around. I'm like, damn, man, I hope they put the snake behind a table. I had somebody come back, literally drop a freaking, the banner gave them a frozen snake on my table. They freaking dropped it on my table at 3 o'clock. They bought it at freaking 11:30 in the morning. It was dead, freaking froze damn near. And it tell me, I don't know what happened. It died when I was walking around. Bullshit. The fucking thing's 10 degrees.
Yeah.
Yep. Like, no, we need another snake, or I want my money back. I'm like, oh, whoa. We just froze the poor damn thing. People don't think, man.
People don't think. They don't.
They don't. They don't walk around with the damn thing in their head. They're like, oh, it'll be all right on the car. We're only going to be a couple minutes. The next thing you know, it's hours. And
Good night, Brittany.
Good night, Brittany.
People,
I've seen some good shows though, where if it is middle of winter, they'll put over the overheads, hey, don't take any animals out to the car, and those are the shows that I think probably have the best success with that, avoiding that type of thing.
Yeah,
that's awesome. It's a game they have to freaking announce it, man. It's like putting like freaking on Tide Pods. Don't lick the Tide Pods. People are freaking goofy.
You shouldn't have to do that though. There should be enough common sense in the world to realize these are cold-blooded animals. They don't do so well in the cold.
Bro, you put you out there in the cold, warm-blooded freaking human freaking for 3 hours with no how you freaking fare.
Well, exactly. True. Like, very true.
Poor thing has no freaking warm blood in it. Yeah, dude. It's like, holy shit, I'm used to 80. This son of a bitch got me out here in 10. But nah.
Oh, man.
It is what it is. It's just, like I said, you just got to have the customer base. I have refused sales to people. Literally waving money in front of my face.
Yep.
I knew it was bad. Like I said, MO goes out of shows, man. Who's at shows and who's a piece of shit and all kinds of stuff. I've had people out straight just like, dude, just keep walking.
All you gotta do is talk to them. You can see them red flags.
Yeah.
Keep walking. Like, what do you mean you ain't gonna sell me a snake? You have to sell me a snake. I'm like, I don't gotta do shit. These are mine, huh? I ain't Walmart, dude. Like, with this customer service today, ain't a thing here. So I tell them to move along, man. Go buy from somebody else. That's a community. That's a community thing. Like, it's being at the shows. Like, I'll tell you, like, you'll know. The more shows you do, I'll be like, see that son of a bitch right there?
No way.
That dude's going to come over, ask you for a deal, and he's going to take it to the table next to you and try to sell for double. And by the time he gets it to the next table, the mic's just scrolled off on one snake, and he gave it to him. So just so you know.
I see it in the Facebook groups all the time where someone will sell something for $50, and a week later, that same snake is now $300.
Bro, I've seen people show up with full tables on my snakes that they bought off the last 5 or 6 shows. Freaking literally, I'm like, oh, great customer. They bought 15 animals. They started a show with them. I'm just like, this guy. They'll have balls deep snakes, a Jeremy snake in the corner, or Triforce.
I had a guy just come up.
They're like, I'm a breeder. Then they'll start telling you they're a breeder and all kind. I'm a breeder. I made all these. Sure you did, dude. You got my tag on it, bro. You've got the freaking race Triforce off it when you freaking give them the tag with the ID on it.
Yeah, I had like the big deli caps with like 5 snakes in them each, just normals and normal hats, and some guy bought all of them. I'm like, all right.
Crazy.
And then he sold them.
Jeremy's sitting there going, man, I wish any of this would have happened to me this weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't have the guy to come over to tell to go.
I'm actually surprised, man. I'm really surprised. I mean, worst case with that show, at least you got your name out there, and you promote your show.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. I mean, it was rough. It was rough. I'm trying not to think that show's behind.
Did the boy go with you?
Hell no.
You were
Dude,
there
I've been
bored
doing
all day.
jokes solo lately.
You were there bored all day on top of it.
Oh hell yeah! If it wouldn't have been for my work buddy
Were you
coming
by
by,
yourself?
all
Was
by
it cold
myself,
too?
all by my lonesome.
Oh, you didn't have Dom with you.
So
Nope.
you're taking off. So you're taking off this Hamburg next show, right? Is that what you said in the beginning?
Yeah, I think that's what we decided on. Was we were going to take this one off.
Yeah, we're still floating. Like whether we're gonna do it. Christine thinks we want to do one more. Give it a shot. I have nostalgia for Hamburg itself.
The
New
old
Yeah.
Hamburg.
show,
Oh yeah.
it's different. I'm not saying it's bad by any means because the layout's kind of cool and all that stuff. It just feels different for me, and
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. You know what I mean? It's hard to like. I don't want to trash nothing because I could go to this next show and kill it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think it's where you're placed too. I think it's the two-sided halls. When you come in, you're tempted to go to the right, and you completely forget there's a left-hand side.
I just feel that the show got blown up way more vendors than it needed to be, and
Yeah.
it just took the charm away from what Hamburg was. I know a lot of people talk shit on Hamburg, but Hamburg was an old school show that did have a lot of just whatever it was. It just nostalgia of what it was. You
Well,
want to
Hamburg was that. It's that one place. It was that show you could go to and you could find anything you wanted.
Anything.
That was the big thing. Like, there's some shows you can go to, you can't find this or you can't find that. Where's the one place you know you're going to probably be able to find it? Hamburg.
It was a good lesson for a lot of new people too. Like a lot of new people look down at certain people's tables and be like, "That's not what to do. Let's not do that." So with the media the way it is and stuff, pictures made it out there. Freaking tanks with 50 snakes in them and all kinds of crazy shit. But that wasn't everybody. Like we were there.
Crocodiles.
Said we had our freaking we bought snakes. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't know the new people in that building right now.
My thing is, I don't know. It's a great venue, great location. It's just too crowded. I thought they were going to space it out more so people
Too
are
crowded
like
for vendors, not customers. Customers,
Yes.
Down each show so far.
Yeah.
And Hamburg was nice too because afterwards you could hit up Cabela's. You had the downtown area. You can make a day trip out of it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I hated Hamburg as doing it. Here we go. Maybe back this. I hated Hamburg vending it. I loved that we sold snakes at Hamburg, and I loved when I got out behind the table of Hamburg. I hated being behind the table of Hamburg because we were ass to ass with the people behind because the freaking aisles were this wide.
Yeah.
So you were literally like this, like, do you want to see a snake? And I'm a freaking funneling over the thing. I'm like, here you go. And here's one for you. Like, really, you just couldn't move.
Oh, I used to go hide behind your table when I'd stop in.
This show has all the room in the world. Like, you're good, freaking wide, little wider aisles and everything. But it's just a sea of people.
Yeah.
And people through the door wasn't like it was in Hamburg. At least Hamburg, just like Jeremy says, I love busy. I love when I'm talking to this guy and this guy comes over and asks a question. I'm like, dude, blah, blah, blah. And I'm talking to this guy. And I got to sneak out over here. And I love that shit because the day goes by quick. You're people, you're freaking whatever. When you're doing some of them shows and it's just like, shit, man, you're watching people walk up and down the aisle and nobody's even like paying attention. It's boring. It gets super boring.
Yep.
I
need the interaction.
Yep. And then you're sitting there going, damn, man, I could have cleaned my snake today, or I could have built my snake room like Jeremy. And then you start thinking about that shit. Then you're like, how much did it cost me to do this shit today? Oh, $200 a table. I got 4 of them. Or $100 a table. I got 4 of them. Freaking shit parking or no, whatever the case may be.
Then I have to get the hotel for the night.
Hotels, so we're like up at $1,200, $1,500, and you're just, cool. I either made my money to freaking cover the day, maybe made a couple bucks or shit, dude. I just went home so upside down. This shit tasted terrible. Yep.
Oh, I know. I was that aggravated that when I got home after I got the snakes all put away, I did go and work on the snake room, so that way I felt like it wasn't a complete waste of the freaking day.
There's nothing worse than setting up a show and nobody even really looks at your animals, right? Like it's just like, what the fuck am I doing here? But that's sometimes it's the way the cookie crumbles. You just got to kind of weather it and grind it out and get to the next one and hope to God any of that shit doesn't happen.
No, you're exactly right, John. You're exactly right. All right, guys. Well, hey, it's 10:37. Greg looks like he's probably a little tired. you
comes early.
You gotta wake up in the morning, Greg?
6 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, we gotta let you get to bed, dude. See, I am fortunate, kind of half fortunate anyway, that I am currently in my layoff mode, which most people would be like, "Oh, Jeremy, that sucks."
You're getting fat.
How I hush you, sir, hush you. However, layoff season, I call it my layoff season, is my decompression time to where I get to let out my night owl, because I am naturally a night owl. Like I could stay up all night and sleep all day. It's really screwed up how I'm programmed. I should do something where it's more of a third shift thing, because I feel like I'm awake more at night than I am during the day. But it's my 3-month vacation during the wintertime. I love it. I get
to night there, buddy.
What's that?
Chris said you're getting fat. You better stop eating at nighttime. That nighttime out.
Well, it's baby season for him too, John. It's baby season. Layoff, baby season.
Trust me, man. Like I'm about to start a new thing on the 20th. Freaking going to work full time or whatever again. That fat shit happens, bro. Freaking, I lost 80 pounds and put that shit back on in a matter of a couple months. Freaking that night owl stuff. So I'm hopefully I'm gonna start losing the weight you're putting on, sucker.
Well, see, that's it. I don't really eat a whole lot at night. I just stay up massively late, and then I wake up like 10, 30, 11 o'clock, and then I bitch and moan that the day went by so quick. And Kara just looks at me because she's been watching kids since like 6 o'clock in the morning. She goes, she gives you that side eye, like, what the fuck are you bitching? Like, really? You just woke your ass up. And you're gonna bitch about the day went by quick.
Yep. They don't want to hear your bullshit at that point. I just stay quiet and be like, "Hi, hon."
Worst part is like she's watching all them kids, and I like the second all the screaming and the fighting and the fussing starts up, because she got, I forget how many kids she'll have. It all varies, but say she's got 4 kids plus our 2, so 6 total. Once they all start fighting and getting chaotic, like I'm I like to be in my place of zen. Home is supposed to be zen for me. And the second that starts getting disrupted, I'm like, I get my cup of whatever the hell I'm drinking, maybe a snack. I love you, hun. I'm going to go down to the steak room. I'm going to go down. Here. I'm going to go upstairs up to the man cave game for a little bit. I am out.
You said zen with children freaking under the age of freaking 18. Get the hell out.
What is that? Zen when they're teenagers.
Yeah, man. Zen? Shit. Wait till they hit their teenage years. Holy shit.
John, you forget I've got a 17-year-old.
Oh, you got a boy. 17-year-old.
You got a boy, yeah.
Girls,
come over here. I'll
you
switch.
have no effing idea. I got a boy that's 28. Dude, he was peasy, freaking whatever. I'm like, dude, whatever, man. The girls, holy shit. God had a punishment for me. And he said, must have been a very, very bad person in another lifetime. Because he said, not 1 girl, 2 girls, 3 girls, 4 girls in a row. I said, oh. And then they all fight with each other.
Yep. I got 5.
And then you got 5, right? We were fucked up in another life, I'm telling you.
I don't know what the hell.
I would take 100 boys over 5 girls any day of the week. Boys are easy.
Boys are great.
Boys are great. Boys are terrors when they're little. Like they're
boys help.
Breaking shit. Whatever.
Yeah. Jumping off everything.
Teenagers like, yo, I'm going on this date. Well, cool. Your little girl comes to you at 13, be like, I'm gonna go on a date. Oh, how old is he? 17. Like, whoa. Well, he died. Like, no, he doesn't, because you ain't going nowhere. Like, oh, you're a jerk. I hate you. Oh shit. Next thing you know, freaking they're just all fighting and whatever. Yeah, girls talk to girls are women or anything, but little girls, teenagers.
Oh, worse.
Our daughter's 7. She says last week, she says, I'm the queen of this castle and I can do what I want.
Yes.
How old? Yeah, same. I got a 5-year-old.
Yes.
She told me off last night too.
Yep. They just get those. They're cute though, like you said, about 5 years old, and after that, I'm like, they suck till about 25 again. You said my daughter's I'm starting to like it. My oldest basically daughter, Christine's daughter, she has hit like 25. She's had her grandbaby. She's like a mom now, so it's all good, man. She's my favorite kid again. Next one in line, like I said, she's still an asshole. And then little asshole like get behind them. And they're all just worse. Now maybe when they're 25, I'll like them again too. So, but from 6 to 25, they kind of suck.
So what you tell me is that I've got 2 more good years yet with Hadley, and then it's going to go downhill real quick.
People are going to be like, "My God, these Cobras."
Once they get boyfriends,
I love my kids. They drive me batty, and I'm the dad basically. So they press their buttons because they know dad ain't going to do shit. But mom, go play with mom. I dare you. Freaking.
Playing that game with Christine would be like playing Russian roulette, I feel.
It is, and it totally is. That's the only saving grace I have. Because Christine wasn't Christine, I'd probably be living in a cardboard box somewhere because I'd have got the hell out of Dodge.
John, don't lie. Christine pulled you from that cardboard box when she rescued you from the ghetto.
Yep, sure did. Freaking lap of luxury up in this piece. Check it out. Just stay in that box.
John, I think we should send our girls over to Jeremy's house. The mobile.
Jeremy's gonna know. He's got one. He's coming.
See, I've got Hadley.
Give a taste of the teenage attitude.
I had Hadley. My little Gianna did no wrong. She was all cute and all little freaking butterflies, and let's do this. And then she got older. I was like, I'm an emo, and freaking you suck, and I don't want to do what I do, and I don't want to go to school no more because I said so, and you can't make me. And I went, what? And she's like, Mom, let me do it. I went, oh, what? Mind you, this girl the one I'm talking about is from a different mother, not Christine. But yeah, bro, like, so what's that do? Fuck, I don't know.
Have at it, dear.
I had a lot of freaking hands in my head crying on what the freak just happened. My little girl was we were drawing rainbows. What the fuck?
I'm just waiting until I can charge them rent.
That's the F rainbows. Freaking, I need the darkness of freaking evil characters and Slayer. And I'm like, whoa. I like Slayer too, but you take it to another meaning. You crazy with this shit.
So enjoy it, Jeremy. Enjoy it.
Yeah. They're a cute little girl, butterfly, rainbow kid, man. It could happen.
Unicorn and rainbows.
I do enjoy it. Even though if taking a picture with Santa cost me Elsa coming to her next birthday party, which is in itself going to be just outrageous.
You're still in that stage. I would pay any money to go back there. My kid says Santa Claus sucks. So North Pole should be burned down. Like, it's like, what the hell, man? I used to love Santa Claus. Like, Elsa, Frozen sucks. She had everything frozen. I was spending over freaking $3,000 on freaking toys from Frozen. Nah, freaking paint them black. What the freak happened?
Yeah, I just took Daisy to Moana 2 last night.
Yeah, man.
That's still in theaters?
Yeah, she had a blast.
Damn, I thought that would have been out. That's been out for a while.
She had a blast. And then we took her to Disney on Ice.
I'd pay any price to make.
These are the fun ones. It's the fun days.
Could be fine. Like I said, I'm making it dramatic. I'm talking a lot of shit. She's not that bad, but like, she's like, she did change her style. She did. She dyed her hair black, and mom let her get a little nose piercing. And 13 years old, I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
my little girl. Where did you go?
They go through phases.
Yeah, she's in that whatever phase. I want my little kid back that little used to wear her little freaking Elsa dress around the house, freaking waving her wine, thinking she's turning everything to ice.
Oh man! All right, guys. Hey, we gotta let Greg get his ass to bed. I gotta get upstairs too. So, Greg, before we jump off here, tell everybody where they can find you at, bro.
So we're located in Whitehall. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Morph Market. Everything is at Scale Paranoia, including YouTube as well.
Links, everybody, are in the description down below. Check out Greg's Morph Market. That link is there. I did my best at bringing out my inner stalker and finding every link this man had to put into the description for you guys. So go check him out everywhere.
Yeah, I love that logo. Again, I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a good logo.
And go follow his YouTube channel as well, guys. Follow him everywhere. Follow and subscribe. But Greg, appreciate you joining the show that we have going on here. But I gotta say, even though we take a lot of like squirrel moments, I think the show is a lot more entertaining now.
We went off topic a little bit.
Always gonna go back.
It's all right.
You hear about kids and freaking black hair and all kinds of stuff. You never know where it's
But see,
going to go.
Yeah, you don't, but there's always little bits and pieces to pull out of this that's gold.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think, I think the show's, I enjoy the direction that the show has taken so far, even though it's only episode 2. Plus, you know what? All right, I gotta give myself a pat on the back. That thumbnail, guys, how about it?
It looks good.
That
Good. Yeah.
thumbnail with that carpet on the microphone. That was not an easy pick to get.
No,
Yeah, I'm sure a lot
Oh,
of
I
people
know.
think you
I don't
what's
know
it
how you
called,
got
made
that.
that on the internet, like you superimposed it, but no, that was a good pick.
yeah.
The angle just right.
Yeah.
Well, see, I do want to say thank you to the channel members that helped me pick. On top of, I also posted it in the chat with all of the cast. I'm going to say, so it was kind of nice to have some feedback as to what to pick, because after looking and some, everybody had the picks were basically between 2. And it's like, you know what? This one really stands out a little bit better with the thumbnail. So it was great to get the opinion of everybody, because I have a hard time picking shit sometimes.
Dude, that'd be cool on like a t-shirt, man.
And everybody pray for Chris tonight, because that man is going to lose his mind when this camera goes off over that. I know him too well. I'm getting a text.
He's breathing. He's breathing. I'm good. He's breathing like a stud. I'm good.
So just pray for him a little bit, because he'll probably cost him a couple years of his life tonight.
Oh, I'm coming.
John, why you gonna piss my Cheerios, freaking dick?
All right, guys. We're going to call it a wrap. Everybody, Repticon, Baltimore Repticon, this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Come out, buy some shit, and say hi at the very least.
Yeah, I forgot it was that fast.
Yeah, Repticon's this weekend, so come out, say hi, everybody. Timonium Fairgrounds, right?
Definitely, you're in the air. I'm bringing some freaking heat, so and it's going to be priced to move, because our daddy needs some rack space.
And I'm bringing the last of everything that I've got, which is only enough for like 2 displays. I'm literally down. Like, I'm down.
You might find some Triforce.
Warfel has been good the past 2 weeks.
Might be a couple Triforce snakes in Jeremy's table. We'll see. See what he needs.
I was gonna say we might either I'll bring a display to fill up with some Triforce stuff, or maybe I'll actually put like stuff at like shirts and hats out again. I haven't done that. Like, yesterday was the first time I've been able to do that in several shows, because I've been having 3 displays.
I'm looking forward to at least a fun weekend. I'm not worried about sales so much this weekend. It'd be nice to move a couple animals, but I'm looking to get back out there. Repticon has some fun again.
It's a good show. I like it.
It was fun last one. It's been getting better again.
I always enjoy it. I just enjoy being able to hang out with everybody.
The
That's
weekend's
the big
fun.
thing.
But definitely
But everybody,
say hello.
Stop out, say hi. That's it for this week's show, folks. Next week, you're gonna have to stop by and see who we do have on next week, because that's the great thing about this new setup. We're not telling you anything. You guys got to do a little investigative work if you want to find out who is coming on, and keeps you coming back here, because you don't know what you're gonna get. And now we've got the whole cast that we have. God, even if you think you know what you're getting, you still don't know what the hell you're getting during the show. So make sure you guys do come back 8 o'clock Sunday Eastern time. Be here.
For 2 17-year-olds.
What the hell?
Check it out.
Bill at a restaurant and pay my friends back.
YouTube.
What the hell? Anyway,
Check it out.
And pay my friends back.
YouTube.
So, everybody, we will see you next week. Well, next Sunday here, 8 p.m. Have a good one. Catch us later. Hit that subscribe button before you leave.